What's good, bro?
Not much, man. Just about over this all season. I'm tired of being, lethargic and feeling fat.
You know what's funny? When you first get into bodybuilding, right? Is it like the funnest part about it is getting big as hell and strong, right?
Yeah.
And then 8 years later, you hate that shit. You're like, fuck it, I want to be lean. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, so tell me something. When you get in your off season, are you just as efficient as versus when you're getting ready for a show? Like, I feel like everything in my life kind of slows down when I'm in my off season because I get lazy.
Yeah.
So much. Do you maintain that same level of energy in the pre-contest and all season?
Not even close, man. Not even close. My most productive time by far is probably like 14 weeks out to like 8 weeks out.
Okay,
I would say.
I just had to confirm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay like. I guess it's impossible to stay at that level of intensity year round. Like when I'm getting ready for a show, like I'm like up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm doing cardio, I'm reading, I'm doing 1,000,001 things. Versus now, I'm like, I get up in the morning, I'm like, damn, I don't even want to eat.
It's wild, yeah. And the longer you stay in that phase, it kind of gets worse.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, I find that it's like a lot of things that happen in this sport, you just can't understand it until it happens to you, right? So many things you don't get. That's one thing I didn't understand. The whole the idea of like, oh, off season is so hard. I'm like, this is the fun part. What's hard about off season, right?
Yeah.
First of all, you don't have as much responsibilities in your early 20s. So if you feel like being lazy, you just sit there and do nothing, right? We don't have that liberty now. You got to stay on your shit,
Yeah.
and you also get heavier. There's just more shit to do. Another thing is like recovery. I would hear like older guys, yeah, I only trained for like hold on, my bad. I'm getting a phone call. I only trained for like 30 minutes. Can you hear that? You can't hear the phone call, right?
No, I can't hear it.
Okay. They'll be like, oh, I wet the damn. I gotta wipe this up. I spilled some drink on my pad. My bad.
You good?
But yeah, it's like okay, good, working. Yeah, that's somebody that said, oh yeah, I only train 30 minutes a day. I only do 1 to 2 working sets, and I only train 4 days a week. I'm like, that's impossible. I'm like, that could never work, bro. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't even get a pump until I'm like five sets in, 2 exercises in. So
yeah,
it didn't make sense. And then as you get older, you're like, oh, right, I get it now. First of all, you can't recover the same. Second, you don't need as many sets because you're just more in tune with your body.
Yes, very true.
Is that something you found too?
Yeah. I can agree with that. I'm more efficient in the gym, but I don't do like I was looking back at some of my programs I've done years ago. And I used to do like 5 to 6 sets, 10 to 12, 10 to 15 reps per exercise, and I would do like 7 movements per muscle group. And I was like, how did I even do that?
Yeah, how did you even recover from that?
I don't know. I used to train 7 days a week too.
Yeah. Looking back, I wasn't recovering as well as I should, but also you gotta keep in mind, like if you do, you might need 5 shitty sets to make place of 2 really good sets, right?
Oh, okay.
Because early on. Hey, what's up, Zalo? Long time no see, man.
How you doing, Chris?
Oh, how's it going? Oh, nice to finally meet you. I know this is not formal, but meeting you over the screen.
Yeah.
Likewise, brother. Likewise. Good to see you again. Congratulations on your win.
Oh, thank you. And you as well. I think you won at USA's probably 21?
23.
23. Okay.
Yeah,
Light heavyweight?
Light heavies.
Okay, you're no longer light heavyweight anymore, I can see, so.
I never was, bro.
Yeah, he like being there at the show, it honestly looked unfair. It looked like you had a super heavy standing next to a light heavyweight, right? And then the other guys are my friends too, so I know they were maxing out their weight, right? So let's say what's his name? Sorry, was Charles, the light skinned guy's there? I think he got third. The one that his dad competes as well.
What year?
Charles. The year you won in light heavies.
Third place.
Yeah. What's his
His
name?
name. I think his name is Tony.
Okay, yeah.
Something.
His name is. I'm pretty sure his name is Tony. Oh no, Mike. I'm talking about Mike. Is it Mike Charles? Is that his
Oh,
name?
Mike Charles got fourth place. He got
Okay,
fourth
okay.
place. He retired after that. Yeah,
And like he's like maxing out his weight, right? And then you see
yeah.
Zay next to him, and he's like, how is that even possible? Like,
How tall is he? Zane, how tall are you?
I'm 5'9.5".
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, he's
pretty
like,
tall for the light heavies, dude. I have to go to the sauna for a few hours before making weight to be able to sneak in. The good thing on my side is I have light bones and small joints.
Yes.
yeah,
When you have those things, I think you're able to pull more water from the muscles, which
Yes.
is not a good thing because you risk looking flat. But luckily for me, I fill up pretty quick. And believe it or not, Chris, by the overall time came in, I was 220. So
yeah. For
I,
Oh,
heavyweight.
lit- I literally
wow.
cheated the system, you know? Yeah.
Like
In a good way. In a good way.
for you to get down to light heavyweight, you had to feel absolutely miserable. You know
I
that.
died and came back. Yes,
Like
sir.
what were you even eating? Like you couldn't have carb. Like yeah, I think you had to
Asparagus
suffer.
and tilapia and
Ugh.
mustard. A
Oh
couple
my
times a
god.
week, a couple times a day, I mean, and I would have one protein shake, 3 scoops of ISO, and one egg white meal. And the rest is just fish and asparagus. And two
That, that
ounces
that's
of steak.
that's wild. Yeah.
That's why it was
See,
Yeah.
such.
I'm I'm usually the guy telling people, yo, if it's close, suck down to that weight. Be the biggest guy in that division.
Yeah.
But in Zay's case, I'm like, I don't think it would have mattered. Zay would have turned pro as a heavyweight or a super. Regardless, like he didn't actually have to do that, but he did it anyway.
Thank God. And honestly, dude, since we're on this topic, I really believe that I beat the heavyweight guy. Maybe not Joe, but definitely Josh. You know, because Joe was too big for me at the
Mm.
time, but Josh was not.
Oh, like Josh Manley. Like, what's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He did nationals. I competed against him a year before at nationals. He was in the
hmm
light
Well,
heavyweight. Yes.
He was a
if
heavyweight. But
Yes.
he was towards the very end of the line. But
Yes.
then he just exploded the year after that. Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, if you didn't suck down, I believe you would have won the heavyweights, right? Like if you break down the physique, you guys have a very similar physique, you know. So if you competed at the weight you were supposed to, you would have been just as big. You actually would have looked bigger than him because of the light bones. And then he has big legs. You have big legs. You have a smaller waist.
Yes,
So
sir. hmm
you have the same strengths. You just have another strength that maybe he doesn't have as much of. You're both shredded, right?
Yeah.
So
He's
I
thicker than
believe you would have won.
He's definitely thicker than me, but I'm a little bit more sharper and more aesthetic.
Yeah. He
Like,
has a really long torso.
hmm
Well, he was thicker than you because you dropped the extra 10 pounds of muscle.
yeah, yeah,
If you didn't, I think it would have been I think you would have won. You know, just my opinion. It doesn't make and I mean Josh would have turned pro regardless. Josh is the truth is everybody who deserves to turn pro is all going to turn pro
Yes.
regardless, right? It's going to happen.
exactly. hmm
Who
Yeah,
won the overall at that show? Was it Joe?
yeah, it
Yeah,
was Joe. It was Joe. And Joe also was trying to do heavyweight, so he also lost muscle that he didn't need to, So, but that's my whole point. If you're gonna turn pro, it's gonna happen. Whether it happens this year or next year, it's gonna happen eventually. We all knew
yeah.
Chris was gonna turn pro. It was just a matter of
Bro.
whatever
Bro,
it
I had to
was.
run the circuit so many times. I even got penalized one year. So,
Yeah.
how's it
You
going?
know,
Uh,
you know what's
so
so fun?
Luke,
What's up, Luke?
What's up, Bruce?
Welcome,
What's up,
brother.
Bruce?
yeah,
What's
Yeah.
going on?
I've never done a show in bodybuilding, and I was full for prejudging. So it's exciting for me to see the next show I do to actually not have a weight cap, so I can look full for the prejudging. Because I'm always making weight, looking flat and dry for prejudging, and try to fill up for finals. But
Yes.
yeah,
this
yeah.
next show, hopefully, you know.
It's funny you say that. I think Chris and Luke and myself all can relate in one thing that sometimes you think you're not shredded enough, but you're just flat, right?
Yeah,
You
100%.
know, Chris moving up to a super, you would think, oh, he's probably just going to come in softer, right? But he actually looked better, right? Because the truth is that sometimes you think condition, we get in our head, condition, more shredded. And I believe that happened to Luke. That was last year, right?
Yeah, USA's, yeah.
It feels like 2 years ago, but it was last
I
year.
know, bro. It's
And
crazy.
and me and Luke both did that show, condition. And then you're like, I mean, maybe I'm a little bit more conditioned, but
Yeah.
goddamn, I lost everything else,
Because
So
the
it's not like
muscle is pushing against the skin. And I think when
exactly,
muscles are deflated, you look softer and watery. Once you eat a little bit more you get that pump, it pushes
exactly.
right through. Hmm.
It was worse for Zayd.
You can't show how your true condition, how lean you actually are, if you're fucking deflated, bro. Like it just doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
No,
Very true.
but the part that hurts is the work you put in. So
Yeah,
you're not
bro.
trying to convince people. No, believe me, I'm
Yeah.
shredded, bro.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you're not.
They're
It's
like,
like,
you
bro,
lazy
trust
ass
me.
motherfucker. Yeah.
Did you shit on your diet? I'm like, bro, I was
Yeah.
shredded, bro. I know this hard. Look at these pictures. Oh, those are filtered. I'm like, nah, look at the pictures,
Yeah.
bro. And it's like,
Well, the other thing is too, bro, especially for like Zayd, who's trying to make like weight caps and shit like that. Like, bro, Zayd, weren't you like 220 at finals or something at USA's or some shit like that?
All right. All
Like
right.
that's fucking nuts, bro. Like the other thing is if you're trying to suck down to a weight cap, the amount of food that you end up having to eat to fill out in such a short amount of time, you
Yeah.
risk like blowing your waist out, you risk blowing your midsection out, digestive issues, all that kind of shit too.
Yeah. I did have
So
an advantage, I think, not because of me personally, but because how the show was ran. Our
yeah.
pre-judging was Friday morning at 9 a.m. We were done at like 10 a.m. Right?
ah,
And then finals was 8:30 p.m. the next day. So I had
Saturday?
yeah. So I had
Oh
solid two
shit.
full days to just eat. And if you're truly conditioned, you can't really fuck it up. Seriously, I really believe in
Bro,
that.
well that
Just
worked for you
eat
then.
food and get booger. You
Let
know.
me tell you, yeah, that probably helped you a ton because usually holding a peak that long fucking sucks. But you probably peaked better for finals because you were still filling up the whole time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, dude. I was just eating and drinking water every 90
Yeah, I've never done
minutes.
a 2 day show, but that shit would fuck me up, bro.
That's shit.
That shit would fuck
Yeah.
me up.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
huh?
I said the 2 day shows are rough. Like remember, Miami Nationals used to be 2 days, and then USA's used to be 2 days. All those shows are rough.
Yeah, man.
I would
Imagine
hate
Yeah,
being
that.
at the Olympia and flexing at 11:30 p.m. That would be
terrible,
I
crazy.
would have hated that, bro.
Yeah.
terrible. Yeah, that worked out for Zayd, but that show was terrible because of the fucking 2 days.
That's what I'm
Imagine,
saying.
bro,
For everybody
morning,
else probably sucked.
Friday morning, then you come back Saturday night. What the fuck am I gonna do for 36 or
Bro,
40
I can
hours,
barely
bro?
hold my shit from the
In
morning to the
Vegas.
afternoon, bro. You know what
Bro,
I'm saying?
I was sitting there in the hotel like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what is going on? So it's like that wasn't that fun. I got to be honest. But in that case, and I was flat too, so I was able to come in fuller. But unless you're in the overall where you're trying to win the overall, they're not really going to judge you at finals, right? Obviously, Zayd went up against the rest of the classes, so it was in his best interest to be fuller because they're going to judge you, right? But they're not going to judge you if you're third place or fourth place. I don't remember where I
At the
placed.
time, dude, we had the awards at 9 p.m. literally on Saturday. That's
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the overall post down was, maybe 9:15, and it was really late. I feel bad for the super heavies because they go the very last, you know?
Yeah. It wasn't. Don't feel too bad because Joe won.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's
All
right.
right, but we got two new pros. We got two new. If I make that sound, that's because my dog is by the computer. But yeah, we got two new pros here, man. We got Chris and
So,
Luke, and it's funny because since we started, I'm like, I'm gonna get all the top amateurs, but then all the top amateurs turn pro. So it's like then everybody's like, yo, you only get pros on. I'm like, Yeah, but you got to understand, if you're a top amateur,
From the
I wait.
jump, they were, yeah.
You know, if I wait a couple of weeks too late, you turn pro. You know, so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh damn, I missed him as an amateur, but I guess same difference. You know, so because
But you
the
have
goal,
a
huh?
lot of people. You have had a lot of people that were amateurs first and then turn pro come on your podcast. Like Nick,
Well,
right? Nick came on your podcast when he was an amateur.
I was gonna say that because that was so long ago, nobody remembers that. But
That
I
was a
actually
minute
had him
ago,
for
though. That was a long time ago.
that was a
That
minute.
first one, he was like, still, yeah, that was a minute ago.
But the funny part is like he was he was an amateur, but he might have well been a pro because he was thinking like a pro. He was walking like a pro. Everybody was kind of
Yeah,
already touting him like he was already a
yeah,
pro in an amateur body, basically.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah.
Yeah.
like sometimes you have to. Sometimes you gotta just like you gotta walk the walk of where you want to be in order to get there, right? And people
I
gonna think you
remember
crazy.
I remember there was that one expo he went to in like 2019 or right before, like a year or two before he turned pro, where he was
Uh,
taking pictures with all the top pros at the expo. And everyone's like,
yeah,
who the fuck is that dude with like the 30-inch biceps, bro? Like
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
was just like, who the fuck? And then, a year or two later, obviously he like really burst onto the scene. But um,
yeah.
yeah, it was crazy.
He has the best
Like
arm in the pro league. I really believe that.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
believe that.
I
You
think
know.
so. I think so. I guess it depends. I would say overall, I believe so, but then like it depends on your flavor too, like what kind of arms you like, right?
Yeah.
Crizzos look like
I was gonna
they
say.
look.
Mhm.
Crizzos arms look like really like hard and separated, right? I do believe Nick's arms are bigger though, actually, which is crazy because Crizzle's arms are the same. But I've seen both of the arms in person, and Crizzle's just look super like
You've
etched
seen
out
Chris
and
you've seen
detailed.
Chris in person?
Yeah, he was at Gold Venice for
So
filming with Jay, and I'll say he's more impressed. I gotta be honest, like in the videos, I wasn't really that impressed with him. I thought he was like a big guy, but not to the extent. I feel like people were touting him to be like this a top Olympian right out the gate. I'm kind of like, I don't know about that. You know,
he's just
I
got
still.
like what sucks about him is like he's got all the freak factor in the world, but that something about his midsection being like the center point of his body just throws off the
It
whole look,
does.
bro. The whole
It
look. And
does.
also, I'm gonna tell you this too, because this pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, dude can't pose, and he doesn't get better.
He's
Oh
slightly
man.
better now. He's a little
He's
bit
he's
better.
slightly better, but like, bro, I was watching the live stream. What the first show he did was with that Yoan Perellis kid,
Yeah.
and he's
Uh,
still I forget which one it was, but the first one it might have been, yeah. But like, he's still shaking and sweating, and like, I'm like, dude, like, you're that good, and this is your career. Just fucking practice year round, bro. Like, I know it's hard, but it's not that hard. Like, dude was gassed round one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Ah,
Yeah, his posing, I still think is really far from where it needs to be.
It's it's it's
Uh,
it's it's levels. Like, it's when you're trying to be a top Olympian, you just can't pose like that, bro.
there was a time I believe that everybody can't pose well. I felt like some people have no coordination and they'll never be able to learn. I don't believe that anymore
Yeah,
because I saw Eric Konevsky when he first started learning how to pose, and I'm looking like, oh my god, there's no way he can learn how to pose. This is terrible.
yeah,
And he actually got good. I'm like, wow. Same with Larry, bro. Larry's posing was so bad, I wanted to throw up.
yeah, yeah.
And when he turned pro, he might have been the best poser in the entire lineup. I was like, holy
Really?
fuck. I was like, who the fuck taught him how to do that? I'm like, how but Larry moved like he has. You ever seen Larry run, bro? He moved like he got two left feet.
Nah.
Bro, his posing was atrocious. And then by the time he got his when he got his pro card, it was like probably the best in the show. So once I saw it, I'm like, okay, if anybody
Yeah.
can get better.
It's just
You have to
like
want
it's
to.
just like it's not like, bro, like I'm not sitting here saying I'm never gonna be somebody that's putting on fucking dance routines on stage, bro. But like
Mhm.
just hitting your mandatories with like a level of poise and like dude, Rizzo's just like he's like and like dripping sweat. I'm like, bro, you're a bodybuilder. Like, this is what you do. Like, I understand your first couple times out, but like there should, and he has gotten a little better. I'll give you that. But it's just like that being the thing that honestly can hold him back from another 2 or 3 spots. I think it's just like at that point, it's just like, bro, like how bad do you want it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he's on the pro level. It's not affecting him as much because he's still winning shows, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
But on the Olympia level,
That's
I
what
think
I'm saying.
It's gonna hurt him for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like that can move him from 7th to 10th. You know what I mean? But like he's gonna out muscle and outsize guys at regular pro shows just because he's a freak.
Yeah, true.
I think also, by the way, Nick has bigger arms because he's shorter, and he has probably the same measurement, but physically, I think they look bigger because he's a shorter guy. Chris is small and has the same measurement, so I think it's still big, obviously, but on a taller person, doesn't look as big as it was on a short guy.
This is true. That's what she said.
Yeah, waiting to say that.
No, but yeah, okay. If you're clearly better than somebody, you're still gonna win the show. Yeah. But as you move up in the ranks, at the Olympia, we're talking about really, really small percentages, bro. Yeah. Like you go from Derek down to Martin got 5th.
Yeah,
we're talking about from 1st to 5th. How much is Derek beating Martin? By this much. Like look at them. He's barely beating somebody he beat 4 places down. If you think about that. So when we talking about these little inches, yeah, that's gonna hurt you, bro. When you start fucking dripping tan and fucking doing this and
that's what I'm saying. You're like
he looks lost.
Yeah.
And then like even he's making faces while he's posing.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like,
it doesn't look professional.
Right, bro. No one wants to see us shit.
Yeah, I think that's something. I don't want to say a quick fix, but man,
no, that's the thing. I don't expect look, it's gonna come easier to certain people than others. But like you can see when there's effort being applied, bro. And I just feel like his is probably half-assed, to be honest with you. Because it's been a couple years now where it's like, I'm not saying he's gonna go from like some scrub to like Flex Wheeler, but like at least hold your mandatories without looking like you want to fucking cry, bro. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. And there was a video that somebody asked him about his glutes, and I don't speak his language, but from the subtitles, he basically said, "Oh, I don't train glutes, like that's for girls or something like that." Yes, I think he's witty. I don't speak his language, but it comes off like he jokes a lot. So I don't know how serious he was, but that's not the answer. Yeah, that's not the answer you want to hear from somebody who's trying to be a top Olympian. You know, you know, and it looks like he doesn't train it. So I kind of believe it. You know, but yeah, at that level, you gotta want it bad enough in order to, you know. Everybody has.
Is from the judges' standpoint, do you think they consider small glutes like a flaw? If you have small but striated and conditioned glutes, like in his instance, do you think it's something he needs to actually work on, or the judges just don't care how big your glutes are as long as you're in shape?
He's missing a muscle group completely, so yeah, it matters.
I was gonna say,
to some extent,
have you heard Daniel say like this guy needs to get his glutes bigger? I've never heard him say that.
Because we've never seen glutes as small as Chris.
Yeah, I think
the thing is, that's the thing is it comes down to like flow and balance. Like this dude is massive, and then he got this little baby ass cheeks. It's like it just looks weird, bro. Like it just looks weird.
But like, you can't feel good if he sits down. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Okay. You don't have to have huge glutes, right? No. You remember Ross Flanagan? If you look, compared to his legs, his glutes were on a smaller side.
Yeah.
But they were big enough to be fully separated and peeled up and down. Big enough.
Yes. And it flowed. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at his back shots, you weren't like something in there to look weird. You know what I mean? And like it all worked.
Exactly. You know, so but when it sticks out like a sore thumb, and then he kind of like he tucks his glutes into his side poses too. So he might be better. Like I don't like when people shoot their hips out. but he might be the exception.
Sure.
He might should try that, you know. But you got to train glutes. If you don't have glutes, you got to train glutes.
Yeah,
man. That's
yeah. I gotta train my shits, bro. Trust me, I don't like it.
bro. My first competition, right? I stopped squatting because I thought I had too much glutes, right? Because it's body fat. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to. My glutes are too big, bro. I got to stop squatting. By the time I hit stage, my trunks couldn't even stay up, bro.
Bro,
No glutes.
if I had big glutes that like striated I would be able to prep so much easier, bro. Because I literally have to push twice as hard just to get my glutes in. Like my upper body will be ready, and then I got to go another level for my glutes. And so like there was more muscle there, and they were like denser and striated easier. My preps would be way smoother, bro.
That's literally the trick. That's the trick because most of us, our first show, we're not gonna have striated glutes, even if we're peeled.
Right.
Because we just don't have the muscle and the density.
Right.
And that's usually the case. And then now my glutes don't come in first, but my lower body comes in before my upper body because I just now I just have enough muscle. You know, I used to be fully shredded up top, and then my legs have no detail. I'm like, what the fuck is? It's just you didn't have enough muscle, you know, down there. So you have to have the muscle. Crizzo's probably crazy shredded down there, but you can't tell as much because the tissue. You know,
sure.
Who has this is about to go sideways, but who has the biggest glutes then?
Bonak?
I don't even. Bonak do be shredded up.
Bonak be cheeked up out there. I say Beirut, but he is shredded as well. I remember, but I want to say Ramy, but Ramy was everything. It was like his legs.
Ian used to have a wagon too, bro. His shit was so thick, like they couldn't even fully stride it sometimes, bro.
You know what? I think Ian might be close to all time. He got to be top 3 all time.
Huge, bro.
Nobody can compare to Ronnie Coleman. Come on now.
Ronnie. Yeah. And it is funny because it looked like he had the horns. I actually don't think that was gear. It looked like muscle.
Yeah, it was
you know how you have the glute horns? Yeah. Most people, you'd be like, it looks like swollen, like it's like injections. Honestly, I'm not saying he doesn't pin there, but he actually had muscle. Like he flexed and the muscle.
He had muscles that no other human being has. So it probably was.
Ronnie is up there. Yeah. I think Ian started becoming almost like a disadvantage.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, he's got too big. He had to stay away from.
You could say the same about Beirut. In the back poses, I think his hamstrings and adductors start to look shallow because of too much glutes. Yeah. Bonak, Ian, Ramy.
Bonak's shits are because Bonak's short, so and his glutes are long too, bro. Like they take up half his body, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's wild. Speaking of Ramy, I'm hearing that Ramy is doing
Is this a comeback? Is that real?
Yeah.
Is it confirmed or is it's like half confirmed? It's like
I think it's still a little rumor going around. We haven't heard him actually confirm the comeback. I'm not from what I've seen at least.
Yeah, it seems to be like
Arnold.
Huh?
You think that's a good idea for him or not?
I think so.
It can't hurt his leg, I would say. He already has his legacy. He's a 2-time Mr. Olympia, so
yeah.
Great for Arnold. If him and Hottie do to Arnold, that'd be great.
Sick. I'm a big believer though that if you able to bow out gracefully with no issues and you're doing well financially, if you're above the age of 35, sometimes I feel like it's almost best to
I feel like the only time it would make sense for me would be if I felt like I still had something to prove. If I felt I could be better than my last showing. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's important.
So at least if he feels like that, maybe he got whatever issues he had going on, maybe he got them handled, whatever, then that's a different story. So maybe you know what I'm saying? But if he just wants to do it just cause, I guess when we saw these older dudes try to come back and make comebacks Cameron Lavone and Dennis Wolf, and it's just you see this stuck down version of what they used to be.
Yeah,
It's just kind of depressing.
it is. It is.
It's
His
tough.
last showing. His last showing. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I think 2022 Arnold Classic was not too bad. Honestly, I
Yeah,
like
I think
it.
honestly, I think he
But
got
Steve
overlooked at that show.
Weinberger was really harsh on him. I think.
Yeah,
I thought that look was.
I thought he got overlooked at that show. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, same.
Who won that one? Samson?
That was Samson's Arnold. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was because that was right after Ramy took whatever fifth at the Olympia, and then he
Yeah.
went and did that. I think did Sean Clarita beat him or
Yeah,
Sean was right behind him?
Sean got
Right
fifth.
behind him.
I think
Behind
Arnold
him.
got fourth.
He was either right front or behind Sean at that show, but like he looked good though. He still had his like back issues and some of the tricep stuff, but like his legs looked a lot better. I thought it was a good look. I thought he kind of got shafted. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. He was
I'm gonna be
fourth,
honest.
and Clarita was fifth.
Okay, yeah.
So here's the thing. Once you see the call outs, your perception gets skewed. Once you see the call outs,
Yeah.
you start agreeing just subconsciously.
Well, this is the other thing too. You also are always going to compare the guy to what they were. So like,
yeah.
so like, it's hard to just look at people on that day,
Hey.
like how any other opinions like influencing you, right? So like, when you know Ramy could look like he did in 2020, and you see him now, you're like, right? But if like you had never heard of this guy before, Big Ramy, and some dude showed up looking like he does, you'd be like, who the fuck is that? You know what I mean?
Exactly. When he came out first, without me hearing anybody else's opinion or seeing where the judges placed him, I thought for sure, even in the comparisons before they moved around, even as they moved around, no, at the Arnold,
Okay.
I thought, okay, his quads, whatever that hole was, is not there no more. I don't care how he did it. This is bodybuilding. There's no rules.
Yeah, facts.
I don't give a fuck how he did it.
Yeah.
And his triceps looked fuller. His lower back looked fuller somehow. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck type of stem cells they got or what the fuck. But it looked like he solved all his issues from the Olympia. I'm like, he's gonna be fighting for the title. Now I'm looking at him and Samson. I'm like, Samson got better shape. Ramy is just as big, and he was leaner than Samson at that time.
And I think
like,
from the side, dude, his side chest is crazy. And side tricep too. On the side shots, he definitely beats Samson, in my opinion.
Yeah. What year was this?
22.
This was 23, Arnold 22 Olympia, I think.
Yeah, like for him to come back after 2 years away from the sport, he's not going to. It's unlikely that he's going to look anything close to how he used to.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
for sure. To each his own, I guess. Everybody competes for a different reason, but I would never want to go backwards.
That's my point.
Right.
I always say like there's like three things for me that are going to make me walk away from the sport: health, that if I feel like I've peaked and now I'm putting in all this effort to bring like a worse version of myself, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm not having fun anymore. Like those are the three things that'll make me stop competing.
Yeah.
Maybe he misses it and he just wants to do one more show.
Yeah. And there's validity to that too.
Yeah.
That's fair.
He doesn't have anything to prove. He's a two-time Mr. Olympia, and he's actually an Arnold Classic champion back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he could just do it because he still loves bodybuilding. You know?
Yeah. And he never got the chance to like officially retire, so that would be cool. But honestly, I feel like they don't like his style physique anymore. Whether it's
I always say this, bro. I feel like people have always been so hard on him.
way too hard.
Like he was insane, dude. Like, and I'm waiting for this. Like, you know how when someone's like at the top of the game and like everyone's harsh on them when they're dead and gone and they're a thing of the past, and people start to realize how good they actually were and they start to praise them. Like that happens all the time, right? So like I'm hoping that happens with him. But like this dude is one of the best bodybuilders we've ever seen, period. And like people like were like, even when he won, like his look in 2020 at the Olympia, his first one, like that was nuts. And people were still like, it's not even good. He was better in New York like 6 years ago or whatever, right?
Yeah, 2014 is crazy. 2014 Olympia was his best look, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like, dude,
I agree.
It was never enough. It was like, oh, like he's not shredded. Oh, he's too big in the legs. Oh, he's got holes in his shit. Oh, he's got like, it's just, there was always something with this guy, bro. And like, he's a nice dude. He's a freak. Like, there's nothing really bad to say about him, but he was getting fucking slammed for years.
Bro, they made it seem like the dude was stepping on stage 6 weeks out.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
he was
But
never.
what was it? I
You're
think it was. Well, yeah, but also the Olympia he took, I think might have been 17.
Yeah.
So he took second to Phil.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Bro,
Yeah.
that was not even like, I mean, obviously Phil won that, but like, it wasn't as much of a landslide as people really thought. If you go back and watch that shit, like, he was pushing Phil, bro.
Yeah.
Some
Well,
sense.
the logic was this: if your glutes and hams aren't peeled as Phil, it means you're not shredded. And it's like, but nobody's glutes and hamstrings is peeled as Phil.
Dude, Ramy was 3 times the width of Phil, bro. He's so
Yeah, yeah.
fucking wide, it's insane.
Yeah, yeah. He, like I said, he was never not in shape. Like,
Yeah.
literally, the New York Pro, like, was he as peeled as Phil? No, but that's why Phil is arguably the best of all time, possibly, right? Top 2 at
Yeah.
least, right?
Yeah.
So it is one of those things, like, you can't compare somebody how good they are to the best of all time. That's not fair. You have to compare. You have to judge him by who he is, and it's like, this is insane, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes once you get like a stigma attached to you, it just
That's the
sticks with
problem.
you.
Yeah.
And bodybuilding fans are like, they're like all sheep and like leeches, and they just like, what one person says, the next person will say, and then like everybody's saying it.
Bro, I
You know?
remember early in his career, Akeem Williams had trouble getting in shape, right? Then it was like, if he's in shape, and I'm like, bro, y'all know for the last 4 years he's been completely peeled, right?
Yeah.
Now people expect him to be peeled. Now he's okay, yeah, he's in shape, but his back, right? But at the time, it took like 4 or 5 years of being consistently peeled every show for that stigma to drop. Because just because for the first 2-3 years he wasn't peeled, then it was like, Akeem is never in shape. I'm like, y'all actually looking, or y'all talking about 3 years ago? Like, he's been peeled for some time now, bro. But that stigma just stays with you, you know. They were hard on Cedric too. Granted, Cedric looks were inconsistent, but they were hard on Cedric. I'm like, listen, some people don't have, like, Samson doesn't have pill glue. Some people
it's weird, like, which bodybuilders people be so hard on, and then others that they're like lenient on. Like,
it's because of the potential aspect of it.
It's got to be right.
Potential. Yeah. And he's like, how come he can't get conditioned? I'm like, okay, don't you think he's doing everything in his power to get in shape? If he could have just fixed, he would have done it already. You know,
my thing is this: they will be like, "Oh, Cedric isn't a hard worker." I'm like, the dude is still actively serving. He's taking care of his sick mom. He's working harder than everybody.
Yeah, that's the point. Then they say like, Nick's a hard worker and his mom's doing his laundry for him and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, but that's like the perspective. People don't actually know what hard work means. They think if somebody doesn't look like fucking Munster, that means that they cheating on the diet.
Yeah,
bro. There's people. I know people that cheat on their diet that still look like Munster, and I know people that don't, that are fat as fuck. Like, it's
my whole point. Munster was probably bullshit. He was probably skipping cardio and shit. Yeah. but they just assume, I'm like, bro, if we're talking about actual work, he might be working too hard. That's the problem. He might need to call off for work and not be, volunteering and shit. That's the truth, if anything. So, could we really say that Samson has been in better condition than Cedric this whole time? Same difference. But Cedric it wasn't good enough. Cedric, it wasn't good enough for them, even though it's similar.
I think you said it though. You said inconsistent, and that's perfect. That's a perfect way to put it. Because like, there were looks that, like, he was always good at the Arnold. Like Cedric was always good at the Arnold. But like, when the Olympia rolled around, he was never on. Like, he was on. Like, a good couple weeks out condition. But like when he beat Dallas in 2017, like, that was a crazy look.
Yeah,
that was.
And if he had brought that to the Olympia, you're looking at top 3, top 4, top 5 at least. So like, it was just inconsistent with him, and like, could be, like you said, a career thing, like, and just a fatigue thing. Like, when March rolls around, he might be a little fresher. By the end of the year, he's just shot. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Andrew Jack. This is the first year he's nailed it at the Olympia.
Yeah.
He's been good at the Texas show. Like, he shows up to the Olympia and he's like, okay, what happened,
Well,
Yeah.
you know what's going to be interesting to see now is like he's already obviously qualified. Well, I think he is doing the Arnold, right?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Talks of it, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I would like to see him take a break after the Arnold and just be fresh for the Olympia.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's going to need a break, I would think.
Hey, a low key Andrew. He went to work once he turned pro. He hasn't been taking breaks. Like I don't know if we've noticed, but Samson too. Andrew and Samson, they haven't really been chilling. You
Yeah.
know, so the amount of improvements they've both made is honestly kind of. But what
Really?
break have Andrew taken? He's been competing nonstop, bro. He's
Did
been this.
FIBO last year? No, FIBO this year, right? FIBO. He didn't do Texas this year.
No, he just competed again, but he did the Arnold, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he did FIBO, Arnold, the show he just won, Olympia. That's 4 shows.
Yeah, that's a lot. You got to stay in shape all year. Pretty much.
Yeah. Has he
For
done
sure.
less than 4 shows since he turned pro? I think he's been doing the Olympiad, Arnold, the
Romania.
Texas, Dubai, Romania. He did another show. I mean, he's been doing at least 4 shows a year.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, the man's been busy. So I also think people who are hard to peak and are inconsistent are better off competing more often. You know, if you're somebody who kind of like doesn't miss really, you could take a whole year off if you want to all the time. But if you're somebody who your peaks aren't the best, I think there's a benefit in competing often enough to make progress. Not too often that you don't make progress, but often enough that you can find that look. Because no matter how much progress you make, as I've learned for myself, no matter how much progress that you make, if you bomb that look, nobody cares. It looks like you made no improvements. You know.
True.
So
Yep.
unless you could bring it to stage, it almost doesn't matter. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But so if Rami does come back, do you think he has any shot of being top 3?
Yeah. If he looks anything like he's looked like the past, yeah. But the top runner for that show is going to be Hottie. And if I say Rami looks like he did at the last Arnold, yeah, he's going to be top 2 or 3.
Well, but if you have Hottie doing it, Andrew, Martin, and Nick, can he beat? Now that I'm thinking, can he beat those guys?
Is it Nick Arnold?
Huh?
You said Nick is doing
He
the Arnold?
hinted at it. Yeah,
Well,
he hinted at it.
I'm not saying for sure. I'm just saying it seems like more than likely that that's the case.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
I hope so.
I had personally, I had Andrew over Hottie at the Olympia, and I think he can. I think he
I
can
did
beat,
too.
I think he can beat Hottie, and I would like to see that.
At finals, I had Andrew winning the show. At
Bro, I
prejudging,
wouldn't have even been mad about that.
yeah. At prejudging, I had Derek then Andrew. Honestly, so
But
I think he could beat them. You know, and then that's from the video. In person, Andrew's 10 times more impressive.
bro, he trains at MI40 down here, bro.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I mean, he's a fucking alien, dude. He borrowed my
Yeah.
tripod. He borrowed my tripod just to hit like an avatar. And he hit his fucking avatar, and I wanted to turn around and leave the fucking gym. I was like, fuck this. Keep the fucking tripod, bro. I'm done
Bro.
bodybuilding. Oh, yeah.
The first time I saw Andrew, he wasn't even training for bodybuilding. He was doing like he was training with Larry.
So he was like Larry Wheels and shit, yeah.
Yeah, he was doing 1 rep maxes and splits. That's what I was seeing. I was seeing heavy ass 1 rep maxes and splits, and he was probably like I don't know, like 30, 40 pounds lighter. And at that time, I still thought it was the craziest thing ever. Just seeing that in person, I'm like, what the fuck is that? I just didn't know how it would fit. I'm like, that might be too lanky for the pro league, but it's really fucking impressive.
But that's the thing. It's such an unorthodox type of physique, bro.
It
It's
is,
like
bro. It's
it's
weird.
lanky, but he's fucking
Round.
huge, bro, and round too. Like, but he's also like angular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know the word for it. It's everything, bro. It's everything.
I agree.
Yeah.
You're tall, you're lanky, but you're round and you're angular.
It don't make sense.
Doesn't it?
Like,
So
and it's just his structure is so crazy. Like, even when he's walking around in just clothes, bro, like he looks like he looks like some sort of superhero or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's somebody that like you could spot walking down the street, and you would say like, if even if you didn't know who Mr. Olympia was, you'd be like, oh, he's somebody. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, he's somebody.
It kind of makes him hard to judge, you know, because of their look is so different. I remember at Texas, him and Jordan, right? And I'm like, technically, Jordan is actually out bodybuilding him. If I'm looking at Jordan's peak, I'm looking at there's pretty much no weaknesses. Every body part is conditioned, full, separated, and Andrew actually isn't. But it's not even close. But Andrew is still a mile ahead, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense because technically the criteria is Jordan is a better bodybuilder as far as what he did to get here. But it doesn't matter because this guy is just like an alien standing next to a really good bodybuilder.
It's literally an alien. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
it's like his structure is so like fucking captivating, bro. Like you just can't not look at dude. Like, it's just like it's wild. It's like not human. You know what I'm saying?
You can't even pay attention long enough to break down the weaknesses because I'm looking.
Just like the whole time I just say to myself, like, what the fuck is that? Because all I can say to myself, and all of a sudden I haven't looked at anybody else on stage. I'm just looking at dude.
No, but I didn't even know like who was next to him because I'm looking, and then okay, and you start with the front lat spread. So then it's over. So I couldn't even give Jordan a fair chance because once I saw those poses, you're kind of looking at your boys like, yo, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck?
That's
so
what I'm saying.
You're not even paying attention to him.
At that point. Like, where did this guy come from, bro? Where is he born at? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what happened to Kuklo that first show. It's like, okay, this guy is kind of lanky. Who is this guy? This that Larry Will's training partner. Is he actually winning? And they're like, yo, I think he is, bro. I think he's winning. Like, I didn't see that coming. And Kuklo's a fucking big dude. He's dense. He's stocky. And he's shredded.
And he's tall.
That's what I'm saying. He's tall. He's shredded. He was wide until Andrew stood next to him. Then you're like, damn, he doesn't. I know he's in better condition, but you could have fooled me because Andrew's fucking insertions are so deep. I'm like, I know Kuklo's more shredded, but kind of doesn't really look like it. It's weird. So it's like when you stand next to somebody who's just unorthodox and something else, you have a hard time comparing. You know. Okay.
Oh yeah.
What else we got going on? Hey, now I'm too lazy to do my own research. I literally I look at the news pages now.
Well, there's no more shows anymore this year, so it's done.
But it just be random shit going on.
What's the first show next year? Is
Detroit.
Well,
no, sorry, the Arnold Classic.
Detroit. Oh yeah, Arnold Classics always starts this year off, and then you have Fua's Detroit Pro, and then you have FIBO's in April. Then you got Pittsburgh, New York, and then you got Cal, then Legion. That's how it's going. That's how I was looking so far. I could be wrong.
Yeah, Texas or Tampa, then Texas, and there's a new show, Atlanta Pro, in August.
Yeah, that's former Miss Olympia, her show.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I forgot Linda Murray, right? Linda Murray.
Yes. Linda Murray.
Hey guys, I want to get your opinion on this, right? So, okay, well, I haven't watched the video, so, but I got an idea. He's saying there's this Brazilian doctor that.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
There's a Brazilian doctor that's injecting Pmma. Cool, okay. And then in my head, I actually commented. I was like, "Yeah, but it's the pro league. Anything goes."
Yeah.
And then somebody else said, no, in the rules, it says you can't use SEO, right? And then I'm like, explain to me how the fuck you would prove that.
No, exactly.
Oh, well, it's swollen. Well, gear is legal. If I shoot gear in my quads, it might be swollen. And we've seen a lot of swellings. So okay, if they say, oh, we're going to strip you of your title. She takes you to court. How the fuck you gonna win that?
Exactly.
She's going to win. Because how the fuck you gonna tell me what's in my quad? You can't. You can't tell me. So unless you do an X-ray and I have but if it's Pmma, it's not gonna show up in X-ray. So it holds no ground. So when we talk about the IFBB, there are no rules. I know technically it's in the rules, But if you can't prove it, then it's not in the rules. So, listen, I don't know what she pinned in there. I don't know what anybody pins in there, but I don't think any of us care, including the judges, as long as
it looks
you
good.
know.
Yeah.
Listen, it looks fine to me. It looks
Yes.
fine to me. I mean, objectively, it looks like something is in the sweeps. I don't really give a fuck. I got to be honest with you.
You can't. It'll be different if you can see pin marks and whatnot, but it looks natural. He has great sweeps, and it helps your symmetry. It's you know,
So when in bodybuilding did we come up with this moral ground where like some things are okay and some things aren't?
Yeah.
It's
Like
it's kind of
that's the
annoying.
cool thing about bodybuilding is like there are no fucking rules. Like
Everything
you do whatever
goes.
you got to do to look the best you can, and if you look good, you win. I don't
Exactly.
care how you got there.
It's like somebody would be like, "I'll take Retta." Oh man, that shoulda fuck you up. I don't trust that. I'm like,
Yeah,
but you trust Trent?
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's like, well, no, but Trent been around for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's been around longer than Trent? Fucking crack cocaine. The fuck does that mean? Does that mean it's harmless? No,
No.
it's irrelevant how long it's been around. It's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
If you feel like something helps, you try it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like if it works for you, it works for you. But nobody cares. The judges aren't inspecting you with a magnifying glass. If it looks obvious, like it did in Hottie's shoulders a little back, Steve said that's why he didn't win. So,
But it's the same thing too.
Bad.
It's the same thing too when people like try to brag about like competing on like only like 500 milligrams of this. It's like I don't care, no. You still lost. You know what I mean? Like you take what you got to take. You do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
okay, even if you won, who the fuck cares? If you took it more or less? Yeah,
Nobody cares.
it's like how is that bragging rights? I don't think the only thing you should be concerned about as far as those is your own health. So my doses are based off of my results and my health. That's it. Like what I take isn't to impress anybody, more or less, right? So I don't know. That to me doesn't make any sense. It doesn't give you bragging rights. So I get what Muscle Discord feels like he's doing. Like in his head, this is like holding the league accountable, I guess. But it's like accountable of what? They're just a sanctioning body. They don't actually control. They're just a sanctioning body. So their hands are clean regardless, right? They don't even throw the shows. They don't throw one show. People think the Miss Olympia is like Tyler owns it or some shit. It's like it has nothing to do with like this is Jake Woods shit. He does that show. They're just a sanctioning body. You pay your fee, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know. As far as the rules, if it looks good, it's good, and I think that's why we like it. If we wanted to do natural bodybuilding, we would have joined one of those Muscle Mania or something, which is which is questionable itself as it is. So I don't think none of us care, but I guess it's a good topic to just talk about just for the fuck of it.
Yeah. I think Natalia was a deserving winner, honestly. She was so damn dry, and her aesthetics were better this year.
yes.
And the other competitor, Sarah, she was awesome too, but
she looks
she
great.
wasn't as sharp. She wasn't as sharp as the last year because she always does her signature pose, and that would like be a show-stopping pose. But this year, it wasn't that as powerful as last year, and Natalia was just drier and
Yes.
more improved also in the upper body. I think that was enough to take the title back.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But what does she think is going to happen now? Now people who were neutral about her or even liked her, now they don't even want to see her win anymore.
Yeah.
And then, do you think the Olympia is like, "Atta girl, that's the champion right there"? Like, well, what do you think they feel now at this point?
It's not a good look. It's not a good look for the organization. It comes off as being a sore loser. You should just let it be. But I'm not on that level. I don't know what I would do, but I would hope I wouldn't do what she did. But everybody does what they a little differently, handle things differently.
And you have to keep in mind when you point these things out, you're not even though you're trying to shit on Natalia, you're actually shitting on the judges. So when she says
Yeah.
Olympia, all this shit. She's trying to take a shot at Natalia because she doesn't like her. But
Hmm.
she's really talking shit about the judges, right? It's like somebody talking shit about your kid. Oh, your kid is really bad behavior. You're like, hold up now. That's my kid that I raised. What the fuck are you talking about? So it's like she's trying to talk shit about her, but she's trying to say, are you blind, judges? You didn't see that? So she's kind of shit talking them. So you think they're sitting there like, now you're disrespecting us. Should that matter as far as judging? Technically, no, but they're human. So we're not going to act like they're not human. You
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want the judges disliking me personally. I don't think that would be in my best interest. Common sense, right? But that's, I guess she's really rich, so I guess she doesn't care.
But also, she lost to Natalia, one of the most hardest goddamn competitors, very dedicated individual, all year round, year after year. So she
Yeah.
didn't really lose to someone that's a slouch. She literally lost to one
Exactly.
of the absolute most dedicated women on this damn planet. So
Humblest,
yeah,
humblest, sweetest.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been beefing for years though, so it was something was going to happen.
Well,
We'll see next year.
uh,
It'll be exciting. It'll be exciting to go back and forth with these two. We'll see.
well, Natalia watches the podcast. Sarah doesn't, so we don't fuck with her. We don't fuck with her
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
not,
Well,
not,
speaking
not,
of
not,
which,
not that it
I
matters.
think our friend Melissa Tyke retired from
Oh,
women's
really?
bodybuilding. Yeah. She
Com-
announced her
com-
retirement, I think.
completely?
Yeah. But she didn't say why. But
Rafe's,
if
Rafe's wife, right?
correct, yeah.
Really?
And she
She,
did excellent this Olympia. She was incredibly shredded and a lot more muscle this time around. I think she was in the first call out, landed somewhere in the top 6 somewhere. But yeah, I was really sad to see her retire.
what's her Instagram? I don't
Um,
remember.
I, I think I've seen it on Beyond Bodybuilding, the page online. I didn't see it on her page, but some other bodybuilding page.
Hey, well, listen, she looked better than a lot of the fucking guys at the Olympia, man.
Dude,
Oh, not I don't
dude,
want to do that.
she is a beast.
Uh,
Seriously.
yeah, yeah, she was insane. That show she qualified at, I was shocked. I was like, holy shit! It makes me question my preps because I'm like, if a girl could look like this, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing wrong? But shout out to her. Let me see. They're pretty busy people though, so it might just be like it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, she had an incredible career, man. She had a few pro wins, and she already proved herself, and she's in the first call out of the Mr. Olympia. So, man, what a good
CBA,
career.
yeah,
Yeah.
CBA. Speaking of
But
competing,
honest, no one's beating Andrea Shaw. Let's be honest, dude. This woman is just fucking. She beats men's open guys. She's so good. So I
wait,
think she's be up
wait a
for.
minute now.
Yeah.
That's how I felt until I saw Ivy, that second place girl.
Oh yeah, she's coming up.
She getting close. I still think she's gonna win next year. But hey,
Ashley?
man, what's her name? Ashley
Ashley
Jones. That's her name.
Jones, yeah,
Hold up.
she's great. She is great too, man. She's on the rise, so for sure, I can see them battling it out. But taller aesthetic physique
Yeah, yeah.
beats a smaller aesthetic physique, especially when Andrea Shaw is actually like really round and conditioned and has all the muscles. And she
Yeah.
poses amazing. She still keeps her femininity a little bit more than
God
others.
damn.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be close because, damn, is this her symmetry so spot on? She's not
That's
missing anything.
crazy.
And Andrea
That's
Shaw has
crazy.
the same thing. Does Andrea Shaw get tight though? She's tight.
Holy shit.
I don't think Andrea Shaw gets.
Some
Might
body
be more
parts,
powers. Yeah.
some body parts maybe, but I don't believe the glutes and hams and lower body is like this. I think this girl is sharper actually.
Is she shorter?
Oh yeah, she's quite a bit shorter. She's pretty
It's
short.
gonna be apples and oranges there, and it's gonna be a good battle next year.
To be honest, I didn't think anybody would get close,
Wow.
but
Jeez. Goodness.
I think if she would have won, I don't think people would have been upset. The height thing I think is gonna play. She would. Okay, here's the thing, because it's women's bodybuilding. If
Yes.
she actually got better, it wouldn't be a good thing. If she got harder or bigger, they wouldn't like that actually, right?
Yeah.
So this is what makes it tough because they actually don't want them to be too hard, right? There's a balance. Any harder than this, I think they would actually not give her the nod. So she would have to keep this look. So I think it would have to be up to the champ to actually come in a little bit off. I think that would be the only way because it's not men's bodybuilding. I'll just get bigger and harder
But
because with women's bodybuilding, they're gonna be like, whoa.
I'm looking at this though, and I'm like looking at these top women's physique competitors, and I'm like trying to figure out the difference because you got Sarah, you got Natalia coming. They're just as hard, if not harder, and they have striated glutes. So I'm like,
Arms. To be honest, it's literally just arms. And
okay,
from what I've seen,
Yeah.
they're fuller. I'm not even gonna say bigger because I feel like the physique girls are just flat. It's like '90s bodybuilding. They're just purposely coming in dry, but not full, right? I think if Sarah was to eat to carb the fuck up and not do as much cardio, she would just be a bodybuilder. Like she would
yeah.
look like a,
She would probably place top 5 too. Like, there's probably no doubt she'd be top 5 in
oh yeah.
bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really any difference besides how they peak. If I'm being completely honest, I don't
I think
actually
these
think.
top three girls are way fucking more muscular than the other two, especially Ashley and Andrea, man. Their muscularity per square inch is way more than the physique girls, I really think, especially in the delts and arms and
Yeah, that's
quad
true.
sweeps. Quad sweeps are crazy for these ladies, you know?
Delts and arms, yes, but I do believe they're intentionally losing a lot of fullness and roundness on purpose to bring that condition, But like because this is so much round and fuller,
She's so
for sure.
polished,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
you know? Jeez.
For sure, arms though. The physique girls they don't like when they train arms, so they don't usually have arms. Yeah, but she looks insane. I gotta be honest. She's starting to win me over. She might be my favorite now. I'm not gonna lie, because that
Yeah.
to me is insane. Shout out her. Shout out to
Yeah.
name is what's her name again?
Ashley, right?
Ashley Jones. Yeah, Ashley Jones. Shout out Ashley Jones.
She won the New York Pro this year. She looked great there too.
Yeah. Yeah. Is she single? Let me stop. Let me stop. My bad.
I mean,
My bad.
yeah, man.
Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it live on the show.
All right.
Yo, the original season of Fit Nation, we were off the fucking rails, bro. When I look back at the episodes, I'm like, this is too far. This is too much. We can't do
Yeah,
that because we didn't feel like anybody was watching. So in our heads, we didn't feel like we had to.
that's
Until we started
true.
getting DMs, we were like, "Oh damn, we gotta chill the fuck out a little bit." But we was just it was locker room talk, man.
Still is,
All
bro.
right.
Still is. Whatever you know, whatever you need.
But there was episodes where my text messages showed on
Oh,
screen,
Oh,
oh,
and
bro.
people, yeah, and then I went back and edited it because you could actually go back on YouTube and edit it real time. But people already screenshotted it. I'm like, it is what it is. That'll be all right. But imagine that if that happened to somebody like Fuad or somebody like
Ooh,
that.
that wouldn't be good.
That would be all bad. So you, you
actually,
gotta
that
you gotta
actually
be
happened
careful.
on the podcast with them.
Somebody's phone number, right?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was guy's phone number. It got leaked on there, and people started texting him, and he started fucking getting mad about it.
um,
That's why.
but
Yeah, you gotta be. We don't think about these things like that because we just chilling. But you gotta be careful, bro. People crazy.
this upcoming nationals, who's all
For
doing
sure.
the national show that's coming up? Is there like any jumping in it you know of?
I just know my good
Well,
friend Brett. He's in the heavyweights. Maybe you can
yeah,
look
he
at his
looked he
progress.
looked really
He's
good.
been working with Dom Super Sliced, and he's looking his best, dude. I
Yeah, he
think
is
he's in
actually.
the heavyweight class.
Is he doing heavies?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's not doing super.
Oh,
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know what his weight is right
I
now.
competed against him a few times.
Yeah. Even last year, right?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
is he still working with Dom Cadone or Dom Super Slice?
No,
Super
he
Slice.
just
Working
signed
Jeff Dumping.
Dom
I
Super
thought.
Slice.
Yeah, he was a
No,
college before.
he's with the other Dom, Matasio,
Yeah.
not Cardone. It's hard. They're both like East Coast guys that
Yeah, Italian
yeah
ass motherfuckers.
same name, so it's easy to confuse those two. But
No,
he looks yeah,
there's a good. I'm gonna be there next weekend. There's a good couple people doing it. Um, my
the
buddy
guy.
Ranson Lee, my other buddy Travis Perry are doing
Oh yeah,
heavies. They're both good.
Ranson's gonna be.
My boy Trey,
Yeah.
y'all know Trey. He's doing
Oh
supers.
yeah,
Oh,
Trey.
look up Trey. I don't know who this guy is. I want to
The,
see.
the,
Trey
the,
Adcup.
I
oh
have him
yeah,
winning on
of
a
course
Sunday
I know
show.
Trey.
It's very good. Excellent.
Yeah, he's
Hey,
doing supers.
Yeah.
there's also this. Yeah, Trey is good. Trey is really good.
Oh, he looks big.
He's 263 right now.
You got the Bearded Beast. His Instagram name is Bearded Beast. He's a big guy. He's a super too. He looks big.
Hey,
Yeah, big.
what's the black guy's name with the dreadlocks with the crazy muscle bellies?
Oh, he's a little weak from the back though. I don't know his name, but from the
Yes,
back, he's real good from the front. But from the back, he's kind of meh.
but the last show he did, he actually bought in the condition.
Oh, he
That
did.
was yeah. So he got I think he did North Americans, and he got that third maybe in super heavies, and he definitely bought the condition. And I saw him looking dry, but he looks a lot drier from the front than the back. But this guy gets really shredded from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Got some big ass arms.
The Trey's a big boy, bro. Trey's thing is he's got to nail his peak, and he's got to make sure his back, his actual back, is a weak point for him. So he's got to make sure that it holds. But
he
he
has to be.
He's a threat.
He can't be flat, but he can't be so full that he spilled over. He has to be right where he needs to be, and if he's there, he'll win.
He's probably the most pro-looking amateur that's out there right now. He's just got to nail his fucking peak.
Yeah. It's hard with the black guys because black guys photograph really well.
Yeah.
So you see the black guys. That's it. You see the black guy the week out on Instagram. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
Go check out my boy Ranson and my buddy Travis too.
Oh, Ranson's gonna be place second at North.
Ranson got second at North Americans. Yeah.
Oh well, what's the Instagram?
Ranson Lee, Ranson.
Hey Luke, what state are you in?
Right now I'm in Florida.
Okay.
I'm from Connecticut, but I live in Tampa now. So
okay, you're an East Coast guy then.
Yeah, Northeast.
I'm trying to type these names quick so y'all don't.
Yeah, that's Ranson.
Yeah, Ransom looks good.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty.
He's got a crazy front lat. His back is his weaker point too, but he's shredded right now. I'm gonna be staying with him out in Dallas.
I'm a fan. He has a heart. He's suffering right now. He has work.
Yeah,
he's
big
work.
Oh shit! He has a good waistline too.
Yeah.
He's also an ex world record powerlifter. This motherfucker used to be strong as fuck.
And he has that waist with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He don't look like it, right?
Yeah. That top three at North Americans was good between Sid, Ranson, and young guy that was the second show.
It was like some young black kid. Yeah, just came in. I thought Ranson was going to win the overall, to be honest.
Yeah. If
what show?
North Americans. This past North Americans.
The light heavyweight won the overall. It was
Christian Palmer.
Yeah. His Christian's quads look really good there in person. But it was close. It was very close.
I can't stand when those light heavies win.
Of course you know, motherfucker. Because it's not as shredded as us. That's why.
Not you, Zay. You cool. Everybody else.
Everybody else.
You guys don't know. They always take shots at the light heavyweights in this fucking podcast all the damn fucking time. So I feel obligated to be opposed.
You're not a real light heavyweight.
You're not, bro.
The truth is this.
light heavies aren't 220 on stage at any
They
point.
are the most competitive ones out of the three, to be honest with you.
100%.
Of course, yeah. If you talk
Out of
about
the
how deep the
supers,
lineup is,
heavies, and super heavies, they're
Yeah.
always good competitors. They're
Of
all in
course.
damn fucking shape, and it's pretty close between the
of
top
course,
five.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but I'll hear the truth. Bodybuilders never want to. Bodybuilders are only okay with losing to somebody bigger than them. So that's why when the light heavy wins, everybody gets upset
Yeah,
because
that's why Justin Watt was so pissed when Trevor won
Exactly.
nationals overall.
Oh man, I
Oh.
let him have it the other day one time, man.
Oh, man.
he did
Yeah,
on
he
the
wouldn't
podcast. He's
about that.
Yeah.
He was
he took a
talking
shot at
shit
Zayd.
about- yeah,
Damn national. Oh, I got penalized at that nationals. I was so pissed off.
What
I got
happened?
feedback after that show, and then I asked Tyler, like, why did I fall? And he straight up told me, we didn't like the needle marks in your glutes.
Oh.
Really?
Oh, it cost me my
damn.
pro card straight up.
Well, at least
That's
he's honest,
crazy.
Yeah.
you know.
But it looked bad. I
He's
had
honest
little-
at least.
Okay.
Yeah. That
I'll
happened
respect
to Janicki that one year. Remember when Joe won?
Yeah.
He had like a knot. Yo, I should. Cause it was a little knot, and he tried to get it out with the massage,
Who?
and the knot got bigger. Oh, Janicki, Eric Janicki.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and the year Zay turned pro, and he had a knot like this in one of his glutes, and I'm like, at that point, I'm gonna shoot the other glute too to even it
Yeah,
out.
just make it even, bro. Symmetry.
But that sucks because he's on stage and he knows it because he talked about it already. He knows it's there, and you're posing and you can't hide it. It is what it
can't,
is. So you standing there like, you're hitting the back poses. You're like this. God
Yeah.
damn, So it's like
Yeah.
that's not a good feeling,
Yeah.
All right, but this guy looks crazy. This guy looks
Yeah,
crazy.
Lansing's
What's
good.
big super heavyweight's name? What's his name? Big freak. Huge calves. He's down in Florida.
Elliot.
Oh,
He's doing the
Elliot,
Oh, Elliot, no, he's not, bro. He's not. He
Bro.
wants to compete next year.
come on, Chris. That is his question.
No, bro. Like, look,
Is he doing the show?
he's always shredded. I'm like, fuck. When's he gonna jump?
No,
this?
he's like he's got a new girl. He's like having fun. He's kind of chilling right now. He might compete next year. Apparently, he says he wants to do a show next year. Because I'm like friendly with him.
Look at his face, bro.
Yeah, he's
We've been hearing about this for the last 5 years.
I know.
I don't know, bro. I don't know if he wants to compete or not.
We already know where this is going, bro.
No,
I'm just
I gotta
relaying
say,
messages.
the guy is great.
no offense.
But why
Yeah,
he's
like
doing it, I don't understand.
he
The
looks
guy
insane.
has crazy its potential. Like, see, all jokes aside, the
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
should really go do it. He's
Like,
I
he's
don't know
putting
why
himself
he's
in the
not.
hospital with fucking rhabdo.
Elliot,
Oh.
if you watching this, is all love. Like everybody talks about this because everybody wants to see you on stage,
Yeah.
right? It's just that you have to want it more than anybody else for it to happen. But I would say, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm not one of the people that say, oh, because he looks so crazy in pictures that he's gonna come and beat everybody. Until you prove it doesn't count. But objectively looking, he's a fucking freak. There's no way around that. He's a
Oh,
freak.
yeah.
The
He
freak
won a
doesn't know.
show last year. He won a show locally, but he
Yeah.
just do nationals.
Well, he
Yeah.
ended up in the hospital. He ended up in the
Yeah.
hospital again.
He did end up in hospital, yeah. So, yeah, for whatever the reasoning is, nobody knows if maybe it's nerves, who the fuck knows, but we would love to see her on the stage. And listen, win,
Yeah.
lose, or draw, I get it. It's so much pressure because it's been so much hype. But the
You
truth
want
is,
to
it
know
doesn't
what's
matter,
crazy?
bro.
Is he's only done like 2 or 3 shows, I think, ever.
Yeah, he hasn't done.
So
He's just about to do shows, but he hasn't done
yeah,
shows.
it's just
Yeah.
about to do a lot of shows. Never did them.
That's
You know, but we all just want to see you there. I think of it like this: win, lose, or draw. It's not a big deal. It's just more so people just want to see you up there. That would be the cool part. If somebody beats you, big deal. It's like it's not gonna just lose some mystique or something like that. At the end of the day, it's gonna lose mystique if you never fucking compete. That's gonna lose mystique. But if you lose to somebody better than you, that's the sport. Like,
Honestly, sometimes if it's
is
a
what it
close
is.
call like that too, it'll build hype. Like look
exactly.
at Nick when Nick lost to Merkel
Yeah.
in 2019. Everyone thought he was going to walk in there and smoke the whole show. He
Yeah.
lost, but then everyone was like, "Uh-oh, now we got to watch out for this guy next year." And then
Exactly.
smoked North Americans, and then he went on to Chicago and whatever. That's his history.
Yeah. So, yeah, the amateur ranks are a little bit. It's judged a little bit more subjective, a little more calculated. It's not like
It's also bodybuilding is like, bro, bodybuilding is like you could be a better bodybuilder than someone 364 days out of the year. But if on that 65th day you slip something up, you can lose to
100%.
someone who's worse than you. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So that's just the weird thing about bodybuilding. You just come back to the next show and win. Like you said, the guys that are going to be pro, you're going to be pro. You're
Yeah,
going to be
exactly.
pro eventually. No matter where, when, how the fuck, it's just going to happen sometime.
At the pro level, you could out freak somebody.
Yeah.
Like if you're freaky enough, sometimes like we just talked about Andrew, we like Jordan is out bodybuilding him at that show, but it doesn't matter. He's just such a freak. It goes
Mhm.
out the window. At the amateur level, there's less of that. At the amateur level, is more technical. Like okay, who's more?
Because
What's less
also,
flaws?
also because I feel like a lot of those guys that out freak you are already pros too.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just
So like at
it's
that
simple.
point, it's like you're not gonna get an Andrew walking into nationals. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Every now and then you will, but like they're few and far between. So like it comes down to like honestly, dude, like you can win shows at the national. Just get fucking peeled, bro. Get nasty peeled, and you'll beat a lot of guys because a lot of guys can't get in real shape like that.
100%.
Yes, sir.
As long as you're not crazy flat, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the freaks always make better pros than amateurs, right?
yes,
Nick wasn't that good of an amateur. He was an amateur for
no,
like 9 years, right?
yeah,
As and then you see him at the next level as a regular show pro. He lost his first pro show, won. As an Olympian, he's been a better Olympian than he was an amateur, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
He
He's
was
been a
taking like
better
seventh place at like USA's and nationals,
exactly.
and he's taking his first Olympia. He was what, fifth?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and you have somebody like let's say Cody Montgomery, right, where
Oh God.
he's more of like a polished, less flaws kind of guy, but no freak factor whatsoever. Like
Mhm.
none about him is freak factor, you know. So as
Mhm.
an amateur, he was literally probably the best amateur ever.
Yeah,
Like
undefeated.
Yeah.
literally undefeated from 15 years old.
Yeah.
Like what type of shit is that? Straight through. First USA's overall. So we
That's
talking about the
crazy.
best
He was
amateur all
20.
time, huh?
He was 20 years old.
Yeah, it's so
Crazy.
wild.
Think about that. That's almost disrespectful. God damn.
It is.
But and then he turns pro, and then as a pro, it's like the free factor's not there. It's kind of like, you know. But then also you haven't learned some of the lessons that you need to because losing is going to teach you some lessons
Well,
that you.
that literally happened. He went and he decided to debut at the Arnold, Ohio, and he got his teeth kicked in. He
Yeah.
had never lost before, and then he literally like fell off the mat.
But,
And
2019, me and him did, no, it was 2019, me and I met Cody in Japan. He did that show, and he placed third. And, like, I think Cedric was first. No, was it Regan Grimes and Cedric? They were 1 and 2 between those two, and then Cody was third.
I think he did 212 at that show, and he got second to Zane Watson. That's
That's
what
even
happened.
right.
I don't think he did the Open in that show, bro.
It was
He
just
did
2019. It was no 212 in 2019 in the Japan Pro.
I don't know. I remember him coming
He
back as
did.
a
He did come
212.
back and do 212, and then I did think he did a
he,
couple
he's
open
talking about
shows too.
Toronto. Zayda's talking about Toronto. He got
Oh,
second to
Yeah,
Zay.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Zay,
yeah.
Zay
Yeah,
Watson.
that's right. That's right.
Damn,
That's
so
right.
what was his last show?
It's been a
It might have
minute,
been
bro.
Toronto. It might have been Toronto.
It's
I
been a
think it
minute.
was. It
Damn,
might have been Toronto. Don't fool
he
me.
just kept pushing. He would have been. He had plenty of room to grow. He was young.
Bro, this is why losses is important. So you have perspective. You know what I'm saying? Second at your first 212 show. Okay, you do the Arnold and he got, let's say, I think he got second or third to last. Okay. He beat Johnny Jackson and then somebody else.
Damn.
Who the fuck did he think he was gonna beat? Fucking Kai? Like what the fuck are we talking about? Nobody's beating Kai. Like who you're not beating Compton, you're not beating those guys. Like what are we talking about? So just having that perspective, understand that it's okay to lose if you're 21 years fucking old. The fuck, you just get better, and by the time you're 23, you beat everybody. It's you still 12 years ahead of the game, but there's no perspective. So you're like, whoa, I can't beat Kai at 21. Oh, I'll pack it up.
It's just like also too, bro. Like there's something about bodybuilding call outs and like the demoralizing feeling when like you
Yeah.
ain't in the second call out and you ain't in the third, you're just standing there on the side
Whew.
watching everybody. And when you go from someone like him, not only did he win everything, so every time he stepped on stage, he's used to being in the middle and all the spotlights on him. He was also glazed by every media, by every outlet, by every
Yeah, he was.
supplement company. They were like, he's the next thing, he's the da 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 da. And then he literally, I'm sure he did think he was probably going to be up there with Kai and them. I'm sure he did.
Yeah,
Realistic. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have been so messed up by the fact that he was the bottom, whatever 3, 4 that he was. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
He's just never lost before, and that feeling like of being up there and not being in the center. If you've never experienced that before, like that shit's brutal, bro.
You know what could have? I don't know who his coach was actually, but if he had,
I think he worked with Aceto. I want to say.
Yeah, he was.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. You work with Cito.
I think it was
Um,
Aceto.
so check this out. Cito's a phenomenal coach. He's not a hand holder. He's not a
No.
therapist. He's a coach. I think at that point in his life, he needed more. He needed somebody who was gonna just because okay, from what I heard, when Phil first turned pro and got with Heine made all his decisions, and he kept making the right decision because Heine knows the game. Phil at the time didn't know the game, so it was like Heine, what should we do? Do this, do this, do this. Straight to
Especially
Olympia.
because Cody,
Win.
bro, Cody was a boy.
Exactly.
He was a
You know,
kid, bro. He was 20 years old when he turned pro.
so if he had somebody like Hani, where it wouldn't be about him thinking, I don't know, let me do the Arnold. Hani would be like, we're not fucking doing the Arnold. Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here. We're
Yeah.
doing this, right? Same with Phil. We're not even doing Olympia. You
Yeah.
qualified, yes, but he said you're too fucking small. I don't care if you
Mhm.
qualify. The fuck you gonna sign up there at 215? What do you think is gonna happen? Get the fuck out of here. So it's like he knows how good you are. That's why he's not gonna just throw you there. It does you no positive. Him doing that Arnold did him no positive. So maybe if whereas Chris would be like, if Cody says, I really want to do Arnold, Chris is, I know you're young, but you're a grown man. Okay, cool. Right? So some coaches work better for some
Well,
people at certain
it's like
times.
even me, like so like I obviously turned pro last month or in
Mm-hmm.
October,
Mm-hmm.
and I was talking to Blue about like what we're thinking about as far as the debut. And the schedule's kind of tough because like I need time to grow, but
Mm-hmm.
um I don't want to go to overseas for my debut. So like I pretty much the latest shows I can do is like Tampa, Texas, which is like the beginning of August, which doesn't give me a lot of time,
That's
right?
not very much time, yeah.
And so he was like, realistically, what makes the most sense is because I'm 28, right? So I got
Mm-hmm.
time on my side.
Yeah.
So there's no rush to jump into shows. He was like, it makes more sense. You get a lot more out of it if we push to like the spring of 27. But he was like, look, you're a grown man. If you sat there and wanted to like compete next year without a shadow of a doubt, I'll prep you. He's like, but this is my recommendation for the sake of your career. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the longevity of trying to get to the Olympia one day and trying to make something out of like a name out of yourself, like over the next 10 years, not the next one. You know what I mean?
100%.
So
Yeah.
like there's a balance there because he knows I'm a grown man and can make my own decisions, but I also trust him to where I'm like, yo, I do want that guidance and that like oversight to let me know, like, hey, is this stupid? Is this smart? You know? But
Yeah, yeah.
it depends. It depends on the athlete, man. Because some guys are just like, I'm sure Cody. I'm sure at that point in his life, Cody was probably a little full of himself, a little arrogant, a little
At that
cocky,
age, yeah,
right?
hell
At that
yeah.
age, with
Yeah.
everything that like everyone was telling him. So, I mean, he might not have even listened to somebody, you know?
Bro, at that age, I was cocky. I won the Brooklyn Grand Prix, bro. I was like, yo, y'all can't tell me shit. I was like, get the fuck out. I'm turning pro next
Yeah.
year. What?
Brooklyn Grand.
So
That's what I'm
imagine
saying. Think
if I
about
would
like
have
if
won the
you
USA's.
bro, oh my god, bro. Think not just winning USA's, like every fucking magazine, every supplement, everyone was talking about Cody, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not a it's this how you are at that age. You don't know any
Bro, like
better,
literally think about what you were when you were 20. I was a punk ass
bro.
kid, bro.
Bro,
Nobody could tell me shit.
the work. I was in those Brooklyn gyms, bro. Oh my god, I
Yeah,
thought I was the shit. I had my sleeves off,
yeah,
motherfucker.
bro.
Fuck out of here. Get out my fucking way, yo. So imagine if you won the USA's at 20.
And you
There's
That's
no
crazy.
magazines. You're in
bro.
magazines and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a bad person. You're just young, and you're gonna be cocky because all you have is yes men,
Yeah.
right? All you have is yes men, and you kind of prove that you're kind of the shit, bro. Low key,
Yeah.
bro. You
You
kind of
did
are the
win, yo.
shit. Yeah, you kind of are the shit. So
Yeah.
everybody telling you there's no way you're gonna beat grown men. You're a kid, and you beat them, and you're looking at them like, I did beat y'all, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, but yeah, there's levels to this. With my clients, I like for them to make their own choices because they are grown. But I've worked with a couple clients. One was 17, one was I think 19, and I learned that you can't. I I don't know if I don't even know if I'm comfortable working with that age anymore because they're kind of unhinged. But
Yeah.
second, you can't leave it open ended. Like I'll be like, okay, so there's two ways we could do this. I think you should come completely off, but it's really up to you. What the fuck you think they're gonna say? I'm not coming off as shit, brother. I'm not coming off as shit, bro. What are you talking about? So
Yeah.
you almost have to be really adamant. Like, if you're not willing to do this, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. But guess what?
Yeah.
I tried that, and they went somewhere else.
Yeah.
They just want to take gear, bro. That's all they care
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, you know,
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, at that age, you need some serious guidance, or you're just gonna do stupid shit. Maybe that's part of the course. Maybe you can't avoid doing stupid shit unless you start a little older. Maybe Joe started a little late. He's been doing it smart, but at that age, I don't know if there's any way. I don't know if anybody can contain that crazy side of you.
No, you're just a kid, man. You're just a kid.
Yeah,
Straight up.
yeah. Shit, Zayd is super moderate, conservative with the gear now, but when he was younger, he did it too.
I was a lot crazier for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that
So
was reckless.
I just watched a podcast with Ian. I forgot which podcast that was. I think it was I don't remember, but but he was on a podcast and he talked about it too. Like I like when people admit that though, because it's easier to say, "Oh no, I just take 750 tests," and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
I do now. But then he admitted,
Mhm.
yeah, I did all the crazy shit, the suspension every day, and all
Yep.
that the crazy shit. So hey, speaking of that, I tried Trend off season right last
Mhm.
year, right? Because I kept hearing all these great shit about that. Stu was telling me about that. I heard Nathan Diasher talking about that. I heard I'm like, I didn't know trend off season was a thing. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And I tried it, but the issue was, let's say in prep, I used to do 300 pretty much most of the prep, and I'm like, I ain't gonna do 300 off season just because I felt like my appetite goes down, my sleep. So I tried 200. And it felt because I was off even, I guess, and I have all this food, it felt like 600,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which was too much for me
Did you
because
do E or A?
I did last year. I did
There's a lot
E.
of
I
guys.
did
A lot of
E.
guys will do
I did
E in
E.
all season. Yeah.
I did E, and I lost. My appetite wasn't very good. My digestion wasn't very good, but my sleep was terrible, and
Mm.
I was a little bit. I don't want to say unhinged, but I wasn't me. Or I
You're
wasn't all
edgy.
the way me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little too. I was a little too edgy. I don't like that feeling, bro. When I
Yeah.
just feel like I'll be in the shower and I'll just think of a scenario that happened outside. And I'm like, ooh, why should this fucking? Ooh, like why the fuck am I? Why the fuck am I thinking about the guy at the supermarket that walked too close to me? Why am I thinking about this right now?
That's bad. Funny.
Oh my
Just stupid
god.
shit. And I'm like, why am I? I'm having an argument in my head. Well, this is stupid. So I just don't like that feeling, right? So this year, I'm like, I did like the results though. I'm not gonna lie. I just the side effects was a little bit much. So then this year, I'm like, let me try lower. So I just started last week, my off season, and I did half. I did E this. I mean, I did A this time, just in case I need to come off. I could.
Yeah.
So I did half a cc twice, which would be 100 for the week, right?
Yeah.
And I feel okay. I like how I
Yeah.
feel. So I think there was a time where I would be like, what would be the point of doing 100? You might as well not do
Yeah,
shit.
I think that too. But then also when I think about like when I introduce it in a prep, like for me at least, I'll
Mm,
start it like I don't know, 10 to 12 weeks out, but I'll start it low. Like I'll do like
mm.
I don't know, 30 milligrams every other day, something like that, right? Which is close to 100 a week.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and like I still feel it then.
Yeah.
So because it's so potent in the off season. You with the food and the other drugs you're already taking, you really only need like that much of a little kickstart, kick in the ass type thing. I feel
yeah,
like you
yeah.
could get away with 100 and be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't realize that by the time you hop on trend, you're flat. You're already flat and depleted.
Yeah, exactly.
So what you think you're getting is kind of nullified because you're already on a downswing. So
Yeah,
whatever you feel, it won't be right. So it's gonna feel so
yeah.
much more amplified when you have the nutrition back. I didn't consider that. I didn't
Yeah.
even consider that.
That's
You
the
know.
that's the thing is too like I I never really like feel trend because when like you said when I'm in prep I'm already depleted, I'm already like exhausted, I'm already moody because I'm hungry as fuck. So like
Exactly.
I don't know
Same
if it's the
shit.
diet, the trend, or whatever, but I never get that like I never get to experience like powerlifters usually in high doses because it makes you strong as fuck. But like I'm not gonna be strong as fuck when I'm 10, 8, 6 weeks out from a show. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like I never really get to experience that side of it.
Yeah, so the way I feel off season, I feel like that. I feel like I never actually felt trend until I tried it off season.
That's what I'm
Now,
saying. Yeah,
yeah, now I know what trend really feels like.
yeah,
But another thing I'm learning is some things just come with age, right? When somebody would be like, let's say a pro would be like, I do 500 tests. I'm always like, oh my god, what are you talking about, bro?
yeah,
Why you're not even gonna feel that, right? Like,
yeah,
why would you? But then I'm like, well, have I ever tried that? And I'm like, yeah, for my first cycle.
yeah.
But back then, you have first of all, your expectations are probably way too high. First of
Mhm,
all, so you think you're gonna gain 20 pounds of muscle, right? So
mhm.
your expectations are way too high. You don't know what to expect. So whatever you feel, you don't have a good gauge of what you're even feeling. So if
Yeah,
I go back to my first cycle, I probably thought 500 was weak because I was expecting too much to begin with, you know, and I couldn't gauge what I felt. So at the time, I'm like, I need more. So then I do 750 right away. I need more, do a
yeah,
thousand, right? So it's like you're moving up because you're probably expecting way more than you should be expecting, right?
yeah.
So now when I go back down in dose, which I'll start with 500 and then work my way up, right? Now I feel 500. 10 years later, now I feel what I felt, right? What I thought I was going to feel my first cycle, right? So basically what I'm saying is that you'll be surprised what actually works when you actually know what the fuck you're doing, you know?
Mhm.
When you don't know anything, when your diet is so, you don't actually know what these drugs do, you're just excited to take drugs, you feel like you need more because you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Think more is better, but it's not always the case.
yeah,
You know?
you know, like what most gym heads do. Oh man, I'm so tired. Take caffeine. I'm so tired. More caffeine. More caffeine. Motherfucker, you tried sleeping? You
Yeah,
you, you
Exactly.
probably
Yeah.
could have slept and taken no fucking caffeine. Which what I do now? I don't even take caffeine anymore.
Yeah.
Right? I
yeah,
got dialed. So this has 100 milligrams of caffeine, and I drink like a quarter to half. So let's say I get 25 milligrams of caffeine. Okay, cool. You know, but yeah. So you'll find that when you actually know what the fuck you're doing, you don't have to try to mask shit with drugs, right? So
That's
now
right.
that I know what I'm doing, I get so much out of 750 test. I get so much out of now. I learn 100 trend, you know, a 25
yeah,
caffeine because I know what the fuck I'm doing. So you can try it, and everybody's probably like we said, you're gonna probably fuck up anyways and do it. But just keep that in mind. You probably don't know what the fuck you're doing. So if you think you're gonna fix it with more trend, you're not gonna really do anything, much of anything. You know?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's real.
I tried it in
So
my season last year, bro. 200 milligrams Tren E. I loved the effects. I've never
That's the dose I
above.
find people really like. That's what I see
Hmm.
people really like.
Really
It's 200
nice.
trendy.
yeah, because trend E doesn't feel as strong as
For
trend
some
A,
reason,
right?
people seem to report like lower side effects. I don't know if it's because it's not as aggressive as a spike. You know what I mean? It's like obviously like it's a longer ester. It's a slower build in your bloodstream and stuff. So you're not dealing with that like bolus dose of trend run it like at once where it will like spike in blood. But people usually
Yeah,
seem to have less side effects overall with E.
I agree. Yeah, Zay
Oh,
looks good, man.
You look good at 255. That's a
Yeah,
lean
bro,
255.
you look sick. I even saw you when I saw you at the Olympia, bro. You big as fuck too.
thanks,
Yeah.
dude. I'm working on it. Not too bad, huh?
Hey,
You need to
I'm
get your ass
just-
on stage, bro.
hey, when you getting on stage?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Let's yeah. What's going on, Zay? What's going
I'm
on with
trying to
that,
tell this
man?
motherfucker to
Dude, I gotta
compete,
get
bro.
better. I gotta get better. I gotta get better. I'm realistic with myself. Well, I need more size to be competitive.
Let me say this
You
though. Let me
know,
say this
I
though.
did a lot of shows as an amateur. You guys don't know you too, but
He
Dave, you
did,
guys
yeah, yeah.
know.
He did a lot of shows,
I've done
yeah.
a lot. So I feel like a little bit more time. I shouldn't be rushing it. Honestly, I've fallen in love with training again. So now
Yeah.
it's getting fun again, and I'm in my health phase, believe it or not. So I
Oh
got
wow.
until next month. I start to ramp things up, and I want more size. To be honest, I want more
Well,
size.
I'll
I
say this. I'll say
More
this.
size.
That's a really good approach, and I think you should keep that.
Hmm.
And obviously, you're in a little bit different situation because you have done so many shows. You already know what it is. I just don't want you to become one of those people because you see this a lot, especially as an amateur, where people like they're like, "Oh, I'm going to compete. I just need to get a little bigger. Oh, I'm going to compete. I just need to get a little better," and then they never compete.
That's true.
yeah.
But
You
I
know?
feel like it's a ratio, right? I've done 10 years
Get it,
competing,
bro.
3 years off.
I will.
You
Thank you,
know,
man.
so that's a good ratio. I feel like because literally I've
Yeah.
done 10 years in a row, back to back, and then
Good
Yeah,
shit.
that could be a good ratio.
yeah,
And the sport is evolving quick. I can't lie. So
yeah,
any year you
Hmm.
lose from your youth, you're missing
Yeah.
out. You're missing out, right?
yeah.
But it's also, man, too fucking pricey. We never talk about how much money we spend on everything. I gotta like fucking sell my ass pictures up at this
Oh
point
no,
to make do. It's
I know,
crazy
bro. It's
expensive,
insane.
Hey,
and
man.
as a dude growing up, and you're about to think about your future, where the money goes to, and you gotta make some good decisions as a man, dude. It's not always about, yeah, I gotta do the show and spend all this damn money. We gotta have a solid why,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still figuring that out, to be honest. But listen, I'm not
Still,
off track, so I'm still doing it every damn day as if I'm competing and everything. So my head's still in the game, but
good.
I feel like I just gotta be more patient.
I'm saying you got your priorities right, and you know
he
what you're
does.
doing. I'm just saying like you look crazy right now, and I don't want you to miss. I don't want you to. One of my biggest like fears or the things that drives me in my life the most is like when I'm older, like looking back and saying like, what if I had tried that, or what if I had given this a little more, or what if I had tried? You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to look back when you're retired and be like, damn, I never got on stage and I looked that fucking good. You know what I mean? So you got your
Yeah.
True,
priorities right. Handle your shit. You're a grown man. You know what you're doing. I'm just saying,
true.
don't let these years, this shit pass you by real quick too. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true, bro. I totally see that advice.
That's
Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
And I feel
that's
like
the
as long
balance
as
part.
you have short-term goals, as long as you have short-term goals, I think you'll stay on track,
Yeah,
and
it
that's
keeps
what
you
I'm
in it. It
trying.
keeps you in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zay's approach is 100% correct, and it's funny because we always like back in the day on the podcast we always would get on his case, but the truth is that he's actually right, but he's right
Yeah.
he's right as a grown man, like as an
Yeah.
actual man in the real world.
Not a
But
fucking meathead.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the issue is that we're speaking to him as like a meathead with no perspective on life.
Yep. Yep.
Even though we have the perspective, so we understand his perspective,
Yeah.
but then we're like, you're right, but and then
But fuck that. Get on stage, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's always actually right because he has perspective on life.
Yeah.
But my fear is that he has too much perspective on
That's what I'm
life,
saying.
Yeah. No,
which will
trust me, I'm not quitting. No, not yet. That's
okay.
the only thing I'm good at. So I'm
Okay.
not giving that shit up. But Dude, just I gotta be patient. I gotta be patient.
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
to see. Listen, this was my very first off season. Guy, you guys don't know. I've never had a real off
Yeah.
season
you're
because I've
right.
been
Yeah, yeah.
competing years after year after year. So this past year was my first off season, and I did good. So one more should be great, you know.
Yeah. I
And
agree with
we'll
that.
see. Yeah, yeah.
You're
So
holding. You said you're what? 255.
yeah, that was my peak weight on the off season. Listen, I'm someone who's truthful about my weight. I don't lie about this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah, he
So
Bro,
right
if
now,
you
in my health phase, I'm around 245. So I dropped about
okay,
10 pounds.
if you
Yeah,
could make a push up to like 270 before you prep, that would be a nasty look for you.
Yeah.
I feel like.
that's the idea, brother. That's the idea.
Yeah.
Zayd,
Yeah.
if Zayd is 243, he says 243. Like that.
Yeah.
That's how. If I'm 255, I'm gonna be like, yeah, yeah. I'm 260. You know
260,
what I'm saying? I'm 260.
265.
Yeah. If I
Yeah.
if I if I got a pump in the picture, I'm gonna be like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like 265. You know, to
Yeah.
high 260s. You know what I'm saying? You know, so,
Yeah.
but Zayd he's very direct. He'll just say 240. I'm like,
Yeah.
you look 270 because if you said 270, everybody would be like, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Let's
I mean,
let's
they
go
look
with
big
it,
as fuck, dude. Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Thank you, man. We're trying hard. I gained, dude, last Olympia, we were with the guys at the Airbnb. I was 218 pounds and in a great shape. This year, I'm about 255 in really good shape. That's a big jump
Crazy.
from last year, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we need another jump, hopefully, man. I have a list of guys I want to beat. People don't talk about that a lot, but you know,
No,
there's a
Yeah.
lot of guys. If I can get me fired up about competing
Fuck
again,
yeah,
you know,
bro.
Well,
yeah. So I just
you
gotta
know why
be
people
patient. I gotta be
you know
patient.
why people don't talk about it because it only works if people already know you're humble. If people don't know you're humble and you call guys names, it comes
Bro.
across like people are like, oh god
Like, who the
damn, chill
fuck is
out.
this guy? Yeah.
Yeah, if Zay said it, people are like, nah, Zay is humble. He can say
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
everybody can't get away
if you
with
want to
it.
beat someone, that means you look up to them
Yeah, I
immediately.
agree. I agree.
So
I
that's
agree.
just all respect, you know. It's a
I agree.
competition. Of course, you gotta beat someone. You know
I
what I
Yeah.
mean?
agree.
Yeah.
Now
Bodybuilders are just soft as shit, bro. That's all it is.
Oh,
they
that's
they,
Yeah.
they in any other sport, people like can go
Talk
at it
shit.
back and
Yeah.
forth, yeah, and then even hey no, even with like the even with like the critique from like let's say the analysts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We think it's harsh in bodybuilding, but it gets. I watch some of these sports. Like people get really harsh with this, right?
Bro.
It's
Yeah.
just that in bodybuilding, maybe because it's our bodies. Bodybuilders get a lot more offended, you
It's
know.
also just because, yeah, like we're a lot of bodybuilding, man. I say this all the time. People probably heard me say this before that watch any of my stuff. I say I'm just a normal dude that likes to be jacked, bro. Like a lot of these guys get into it for weird, like insecurity reasons.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
so,
Yeah,
like, when someone goes online and says, like, oh, your body ain't as good as that dude's body, like, then all of a sudden they're like butthurt because that's their whole identity. You know what I
yeah.
mean? That they feel like he's getting attacked. And it's just, bro, it's just like at the end of the day, man, like these media outlets and these whoever that are making these predictions and critiquing physiques, they need shit to talk about and shit to post about. And like,
yeah.
you can't win every show. So if they say like so and so's better than you, then just go beat the guy if you think you're better than him and shut him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to
Yeah.
cry about it. You don't got to bitch about it. It's not like he's saying like you're a bad human being or you're a piece of shit as a man. He's just saying like your biceps ain't as big as his. You know what I mean? Like,
It's just an opinion. It's just an
yeah,
opinion.
exactly.
This is probably like an unpopular opinion, right? But hear me out, right? Like when it comes to Sean Ray, right? He said a handful of things, maybe three different occasions. He said some real out of pocket stuff where it's completely like too far. But generally, when he talks, it's just his opinion without a filter,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I actually thought about having him on the podcast, but nobody wanted him. No, nobody wanted
You
him
lose a
on.
lot of subscribers, bro.
I didn't. I didn't win that appeal. Nobody on the podcast or viewers wanted to see him on. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it if nobody wants to see it. But
Yeah.
just because I don't have to agree with you. Luke could be
Right.
like, nah, I don't agree. That's fine. We don't have to agree.
Right.
I'm not mad at you for having an opinion. Now, if it's out of pocket, like like talking about Sean Roden that way, I thought that was out of pocket. Or
Yeah,
like the Dallas thing was out of pocket.
yeah.
Outside those incidents, just him
Another
critiquing. Uh-huh.
another thing too is sometimes Sean or some of these other guys, they'll speak on shit that they're uneducated on,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like
You
they
gotta be
don't know
careful.
the full story or they don't really understand what. And that's where it's like, bro, you better watch what you say, kind of thing, because like you
Take
don't
it
really
easy.
know,
Yeah.
right? But like when it's black and white, like I don't think Nick Walker is ever going to win an Olympia because blah 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 blah. Like
It's just
that's your
opinion.
opinion, bro.
Completely
Disagree.
fine. Yeah.
Like that's like us sitting here arguing basketball. LeBron James ain't gonna come. I hate LeBron James, bro. I'm a Jordan guy all the way.
Yeah.
LeBron ain't gonna come for my head or hate me because I said that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people out there that don't fuck with him. He just
When
keeps
when
pushing.
so check this out, right? When Samson won the Olympia, Sean said, I think he's almost 40. I think he should take that W and bow out. Right? I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I disagree
Right.
with that wholeheartedly. But that being said,
Right.
what happens now if what if Samson never wins the show again? Just hypothetically. What if he never wins the show again? He starts to regress. Then you would be like, oh damn, well Sean kind of had a point then, technically, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I completely disagree with that. I think
Yeah.
Samson is going to be on top for a while. But let's just say that happened, then you would kind of see the point he was trying to make.
And
Like,
even if that didn't happen, that's just what Sean would do in that situation. So whatever, bro. That's what he would do. That's not what you would do, baby.
exactly,
That's not what I would do. But that's what he would do. So who
he would
fucking
do.
cares?
It's just
Yeah.
his perspective. So it's not
Yeah.
wrong. It's just a
Right.
perspective. And if you really think about it, you could be like, I could see what you're saying. Like, just go out on top. It leaves a mystique. And what if,
Mhm.
like I said, like we said, we wouldn't do that. But I can
Right.
see that angle. It's just his angle.
Right.
But yeah, so some of it is just the opinion. It's not that it's not that deep.
Exactly.
So
Most of
when
it
it
is
comes
opinion. Yeah.
exactly, so I like when people have opinions. The muscle disco guy, I had him on this podcast. At that time, I felt like it's just opinion. Yeah, some of it seemed harsh, but I'm like,
Yeah.
he's just not. We from the East Coast, so we don't necessarily believe in sugarcoating stuff. If say what you
Yeah.
got to say, it doesn't mean you're a dick. You're just saying it.
Yeah.
Now, I think sometimes he might go a little too far.
Yeah.
He's really trying to, bro. He's really. It's like I go back and forth with him. Sometimes I'm like, man, somebody shut this motherfucker up. And then sometimes I have because he's going at the top of the fucking food
Yeah, he
chain,
not.
bro. And I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
have a respect for that at the end of the day, to a degree, because like
Mhm.
this goes from this ties into some personal shit I've been through in my own life too, like even just with like life shit, but like when you get people in positions of power sometimes that are
Yeah.
like borderline untouchable, shit can get real shady. So someone has to be there to kind of every now and then like put eyes on them and like make sure
This is
they're
true.
staying true. You know what I'm saying?
There has to be checks and balances. That's no
Yeah.
disrespect to IBB, but
No, not at all.
anytime nobody feels comfortable saying anything, that's a problem.
That's scary.
Somebody should be able. So
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that, and I
Yeah.
think that's healthy. It's
Yeah.
healthy if there's somebody that's going to hold you accountable, that's not scared that anything's going to happen to them. That's
Yeah.
necessary. So
That's what I'm saying.
sometimes he'll post something, and I'll be like, oh my god, what is he
Yeah,
talking about?
same.
And then
Yeah.
sometimes he'll post something, and at first I'll be like, what? Then I'll be like, hold on now. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
oh,
because
wait a minute.
sometimes he posts shit that you can tell is so clearly clickbaity,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
some random claim that's like no one's gonna agree with. Like so and so is
too
better than
far.
so and so. And it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like this is just for clicks and likes. But then like there are sometimes like you said, where you're about to say that, and then you're like, wait a minute, like you
Yeah,
might have a point here, yo. Like we might want to
bro.
watch into this, you
The
know?
other day, he comes up. I'm scrolling. I'm like, oh man, and I'm like, hold on, who didn't get paid? I'm like, the
Yeah.
Olympians didn't get paid. And I'm like, oh, hold on, let me
Yeah.
read this shit. I'm like,
Bro,
oh,
my boy,
that's
I
not
don't know
okay.
I don't know
I'm
if
like,
you
that's
guys
not okay.
know I don't know if you guys know my guy Dougie Flex.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Doug
yeah, yeah.
Connor.
Met him.
Bro, yeah, he's a good dude. He did the Masters Olympia 212. He got fourth. He shouldn't have gotten fourth. He got shafted there, but he
He
still,
literally won the show
yeah,
easily,
yeah.
not
He
even
he
close,
won the whole show. It wasn't even close. He got fourth
by
place,
far.
but he
Yeah,
still
yeah.
hasn't been paid a penny.
Yeah.
So he should have won. He got fourth and still didn't get paid.
Yep.
That's not okay. Like that's
Yep.
not okay.
And he
Yeah,
was
that's
not
not okay.
happy, obviously. So
Yeah.
had to go out to Japan, the whole thing, bring his family out there.
Expensive.
Not a
So,
penny.
so checks and balances, right? It's
Right?
okay. It's okay. But you three are pros, so
Yeah,
shout
I
out to
just realized I gotta start to be
shout,
careful now.
shout out to the pro league.
Yeah,
Shout out
it's
to the
all
pro
love.
league,
It's
man.
all love over
It's
here,
all
man.
love. Just conversation,
Yeah,
But yeah, checks and balances are always going to be important in anything in life,
100%.
But yeah, let's not go too far in that
Yeah.
direction.
I remember we on YouTube at the end of the day, bro.
Yeah. All right, we've been off a little bit, but I did want to ask y'all a couple things. I haven't talking to y'all since y'all turned
Yes.
pro, really. I want to ask. I'm gonna start with Chris. Chris,
Yeah.
what do you feel like made the biggest difference between previous years and then the year being this year? I don't know why it feels like last year. This year, you turning pro.
Well, it was like almost a 15-pound difference in weight this year, and I guess stop trying
That'll
to
do it. That'll do it.
stop trying to make that crazy condition look always to the stage, and I stopped using pre-workout. Made an emphasis on my sleep, and I kind of I locked in fully. I actually, that was the main thing. Like, and this was like quote unquote the easiest prep I had so far, and I enjoyed it. But I also felt like you remember backstage.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like I wasn't ready because I was like I've never been this full and this heavy before. So I was like I felt like I wasn't in shape like in previous years, like really deep lines and stuff. I was just full as a house. But the main thing is sleep and just cutting back on all the stimulus I used to use and it used to affect my sleep. So yeah,
Low key, it's funny you say that because he was backstage. I'm like, "Oh, you doing the heavy like super?" And I'm like, "You sure? You want to rock with the supers, bro?" But then you end up beating everybody.
Yeah.
Because usually I see the opposite. I'll see a super come down to heavy, and I'm like, "Oh, he must be on," But when you go up, in my head, I'm like, is he gonna be ready? Let's see. Then obviously they call us out. I'm like, okay, yeah, he ready to go. But it's funny you say that because anytime you ask somebody who like jumped placings or anything like that, I think people expect to hear the opposite. I think people expect to hear, you know what? I went from an hour of cardio to 3 hours of cardio. I took more train, and but it's almost always not the sexy answer, right? It's almost always actually I started to recover. I actually trained less. I actually did less cardio. It's funny because I almost always hear that. Besides Zayd, because Zayd got to kill himself.
Yeah.
but Zayd if Zayd did the opposite, he would have just been a heavy. And he probably still would have won. Right? Zayd could have done less cardio too if he wanted to.
Oh man, 2 hours every day. Shit.
Yeah.
I don't like those days.
And I feel like we're gonna get a similar answer from Luke because Luke was bigger and fuller as well.
Give me like 1 second. I got you.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time. Yeah, but the answer is never what you think, and you have to learn it. You have to learn that the hard way. And lucky for you, you had a coach that was able to calm you down enough for you to just trust it. I feel like you trusted Dave enough to just be like, you know what, I don't see the vision, but fuck it, let's just try it.
it was crazy because it was like every Thursday and every Saturday he was like eat whatever you want. I'm like, serious? So I was like 248 like 3 weeks out. I'm like, this is freaking crazy. And I'm like, I'm not in shape, Then the last 2 weeks, he dropped the hammer 70, 90 minutes of cardio a day, 0 carbs. And I'm like, then he cut my protein down to 6 ounces. And I'm like, bro, I'm not in shape. What's going on? And he was like, Chris, I'm bringing you in at 100%, not 80%. This is what we're going to do the last couple of weeks. You're not tight enough for what I want. And that's what we did. And luckily, it worked out,
Yeah. Well, okay, because if you were like, what would be the benefit of him keeping you in that depleted state for 8 weeks rather than push it when you need to?
Yes.
And then it's like, here's the thing: the athletes we see with crazy shredded glutes, they have it off season. Joe's glutes is still shredded at 290. Yep. It's still there. So for us to say that I'm gonna chase his glutes on stage, it's not there. You're just chasing being smaller. That's all you're chasing. So,
Yeah.
but that's what we look at. So I'm sure Chris, you was like, oh shit, what? I want my glutes to look like Lunsford, and it's like
Yeah.
nobody on that stage glutes look like Lunsford. Maybe Martin, but it's like that's the point. You're not trying. You shouldn't be trying to look like the next guy. Your best look doesn't look like my best look or Zay's best look. Or Luke. It's a different look, and all you have to do is be your best. And if your best is good enough to win, then you win. But if you
What's
try
fucked
to
up
bring,
too? What's fucked up too is like you said. Oh shit. Hold
uh
up. Uh oh. Uh oh.
oh,
Better.
There you go.
okay, okay,
When you're looking at the scale and like your weight's way up, right? I got a buddy of mine doing nationals next weekend in the light heavies. He's
mm-hmm.
been in prep for like 20 some weeks. His weight hasn't changed a pound, but he's peeled. He
That
got
happened too.
fucking peeled. And it was like a mind fuck for him because his weight wasn't changing. He was having weekly cheat meals, everything, but he's fucking shredded. Like he's gonna be in the first call of light heavies. My buddy Mark Peck, just because he's peeled. Like that's what's gonna get
Yeah,
him there. But he hasn't lost a pound in a 20 plus week prep. And so like
yeah,
when you start seeing shit like that too, it'll start to fuck with your mental. Like, am I actually ready? Like, did I actually do enough? You know what I mean?
yeah. That's like it's like the biggest mind fuck. But it's like if the other thing wasn't working, shit, you got to try it, right?
Exactly.
So let's say I started prep at 290, 16 weeks out. By by 11 weeks out, I was already 255, and then I stayed 255 for the entire prep, right?
Mhm.
And all that changed was the composition of my body.
Yeah.
So, like you said, so I got all the fat off, or most of the fat off, and then I'm like,
But
okay, I guess I
yeah.
just so I down and up, down and up. But what I did is kept my performance because I didn't have to just down down. So doing
And this
this,
is why you need that second eye, whether it's a coach or someone to bang pictures off of, because no matter what you say, if the scale doesn't change, like if I'm in prep and I hit a new low and I go take pictures, I'm expecting to see new lines, new detail, right?
mm-hmm,
Like you expect it, so you see it. If you're not and your weight staying the same, you'll convince yourself that you're not getting leaner. You know what I mean? So
for
like
sure, it's
you
hard to
need
do.
somebody to sit there and be like, no, bro, look, 2 weeks ago, this morning, clear visual differences, right? Weight's the same, but you're obviously tighter. And then kind of keep your head on straight. Cause like, dude, like my buddy Mark, last year when he competed, he was like 182 or some shit like that. And this year he's going to be about 200 on stage. Like he's just barely making light heavies. And
Yeah.
he's fucking leaner than he was last year. His weight didn't change all prep. And he works with Nelson Jones. If like he didn't have Nelson there in his corner, kind of being like, nah, bro, we're keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Like he would have probably upped the clan, upped the cardio, dropped the carbs, and like suffered himself down to 185 again. You know what I mean?
People get nervous. Even now, I'm
Mhm.
talking from a coach's perspective. People get nervous when you don't change stuff, right?
Yes.
And I have to tell them, listen, when I start changing stuff every 3 days, now you should be nervous.
That's what I tell bro. Every time I get a new client and we have like a console call and I talk to him, I literally say the best feedback I can give you is don't change shit.
Yep.
That means it's working. If I'm constantly changing things, then it's not working. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's why
Exactly.
I'm changing it.
Mhm.
One of my clients that Zay knows, Angel, every prep seems to be like that. And like he'll be like, let's say 215 soft. And then if
Mhm.
you didn't know him, you would think, oh, this he got to compete at least 170, you know? And then he
Yeah,
stays 215 and gets peeled and he steps on stage at
yeah,
210. And you're like,
yeah. It's
what
fucked
the
up.
fuck?
It's fucked up. Yeah,
What is even happening? You know, and the same
yeah,
thing, we're not changing anything. And it's like, oh man, we've been on the same thing for 10 weeks. I'm like, that's a good
yeah,
thing. It means you're shredded. But it's like,
yeah,
it's really hard to take that in. You want me to do more cardio? Nope. Go have a burger. Bro, I don't need the burger. I'm like, no, it's
yeah,
not a need thing. I mean, you want to have
yeah,
more rice? I don't know what to tell you, but we're going to need
yeah,
more food, bro. I could
yeah,
give you rice and olive oil. I just didn't think that would be as
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
You know?
He
So
looked great. Is he going pro?
yeah.
Trying to go pro next year?
Yeah, but he has the right mindset. He's chasing the look. He's chasing the look more than anything. But I mean, at his age, man, that's a very young looking physique because he started late. So we're gonna go. He wants to do an earlier show. I gotta look at the master shows. He wants to just go because he's already qualified. So I don't know what the early master show is, but yeah, he'll do it now. I mean, he has a really good chance of turning pro. You know, he's just I think from last year, nobody was gonna beat Rafe. Let's be real. Rafe was just too overwhelming.
Yeah, he big boy.
Yeah, so he was like, I need to get a lot bigger. I'm like, okay, hold on. You got to get bigger, but don't try to get as big as Rafe.
Yeah, ain't nobody got as big as Rafe.
Like pounds per square inch. Don't think you have to be that
big.
Because we hadn't seen that until Rafe. So right.
Exactly.
So it's just like don't think that's the norm. That's not the norm. That's just Rafe. And Rafe walked. Me and him was watching. And Rafe walked into the bathroom, and I'm like, "Oh, damn!" I didn't want to see that.
He's just stacked with muscle, bro. Just stacked with shit.
I didn't want him to see that because I feel like with some people it could play with their head. Like if you know that he's gonna win, are you gonna give the same effort on stage? I don't know.
Oh yeah,
you know. But yeah, so yeah, he just needs some more side to sit, and then his clavicles aren't the widest, but I'm starting to see that if you put on enough muscle, it don't matter. It don't because I saw Joe when he was smaller. Joe didn't look wide. Now all of a sudden it looks like his clavicles are 10 foot wide. So
stretched them out, bro.
You put on enough muscle, you kind of like, I don't know. Like same with Phil. Phil, he's just up and down, bro. And it's like nobody was saying that in 2013. You know. So all right, how long we've been 2 hours?
Yep.
Yeah,
we could cut it there. Anybody got to go eat and stuff?
I do, yeah, in like 30 minutes. I do. I was eating when I got on here, so
I think 2 hours. I think 2 hours is good. I always got questions. I don't leave the question sticker anymore, but I get random questions on the post. You want to try some questions?
Sure.
Shit, I haven't done questions for this whole year. Probably. When was the last time I did question? Let's see if we got something. How you guys doing today? Everybody okay?
Well, shit, baby.
Where do you live, Chris?
What's that?
Where do you live? What state?
I live in Hawaii, Oahu.
Oh, nice.
So it's like 4 right now.
Oh yeah, I love your training videos, dude. I always get
old school. Yeah.
Fuck.
I hear it all the time. I probably should change my way of training because I'm hurt myself. So
no, it's
fuck
that.
Don't do it.
You'll know. If you need to stop, you'll know when. Nobody needs to tell you.
One rep max stuff. Like I'm working. I'm doing stuff what I know I can do. You know, but it is lately doing 2 leg days a week, doing heavy back squats has been rough on my knees. I got to taper that down a little bit.
Okay, so here's a question for you. I'm a big squat guy like you. When do you stop squatting before a show?
Never. I was squatting 405 a week out from USA's.
Yeah, I meant like when is your last leg day before the show?
Do it. I always do it. I did it. They made same legs twice. I did it Sunday the week before USA's, but
usually a week before.
Yeah, a week. Yeah,
a week before. Okay.
I do legs all the way to the show, brother.
I do Wednesday night. Wednesday night for a Saturday show.
I do.
Yeah, and I make sure I hack squat and barbell squat. It keeps my legs fucking round. Honestly,
Zay needs round legs.
Yeah, that's keep him round. You know. That's how you keep him round. Yeah. So these 2 movements, I've always seen some great, because you get inflamed and it gets puffier, and then by Saturday morning, it's been like perfect between details and fullness.
Okay, good then. Okay.
The way I was taught was you're supposed to cut it out a week or 2 weeks out. Like that was the East Coast thing. You cut it out a week or more, and then my legs would usually be on the flat side. I needed more muscle, but they would usually be on the flat side. I'm like, what am I trading here? I'm trading detail for fullness. I'm like, I'll take the fullness, please.
Fair enough.
So I just train it all the way through, and it looks fuller now. You know, so that's my master.
Dude, what's your favorite? My favorite look of you, especially the side poses were crazy.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That video of me doing, I was front squatting 500, That was like 2 weeks out. Yeah,
Bro,
that was 2 weeks out from the show.
Wait, that video
But
you just posted?
that hurts.
yeah,
Oh,
that
really?
was 2 weeks out. Like I don't remember what show that was, but that was 2 weeks out of some show. But I I still could do stuff like that, but my knees, my knees be hurting. I can't lie. So
Blow out your asshole. You do that now, bro.
yeah. Yeah, I try to be. So you know how sometimes somebody compliments you, and you're like, "Wow, you strong," and you're looking at them like, "Oh, if only you knew." But, if only you knew.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I train relatively heavy for what I feel now, but it's not. I'm not thinking about the weight per se. I'm thinking about the feel more than anything. You know. All right, still question. Samson is heavier than Ramy. Is he actually more muscular than Ramy was at his prime?
At his prime, though.
No.
I don't. Ramy is also a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
Neither one of them have that crazy quality density like a Ronnie Coleman. So their 300 pounds is not as granite like as a Ronnie Coleman, but they're both pretty much on the same par for like.
When I think about that, when I think about like muscularity, I think about like when I look at a physique, like how little gaps do I see? Like you look at a Bonac, right? Ain't a fucking ounce of room for him to put any muscle on. Like it's just packed out. Ramy to me is more packed than Samson. Like when Samson turns around,
early Ramy, like earlier,
yeah.
When he had the
like when
arms,
Samson turns around, there's still a lot of like,
yeah, true.
There's a lot of room for him to fill that back in, and some, you know what I mean. Like there's still areas he can really, really grow. Not that Ramy was maxed out, but he was a lot closer to that threshold, I think, personally.
Yeah, I agree. I can agree with that.
This is why I agree. When Ramy pushed condition, maybe he wasn't as round in the arms, but everything else was just as muscular. When Samson pushed condition, it looked like he had the smallest legs in the
I'll say this too. Samson's muscle is fresher. Right?
Yeah,
he just got real big the last couple of years. Like he's older, but like that's newer tissue. Ramy was big the whole time, and he was that big for a decade. You know, so like when you hold tissue for that long, you can push the diet harder, and that shit's gonna stay fuller, stay harder, and stay more detailed. It's not gonna fade like Samson did at the Olympia.
This is true. Right? And I will say, weight and muscularity are two different things. There's some relation to it, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But it's not, because I would say, seeing Kai Green in his prime, he's more muscular than both of them. I don't care what the fuck he weighs.
Yes.
Is he whether he lies about his weight or tells the truth? I don't need to see his weight. I can tell you, Kai Green in his prime was more muscular than both of these guys.
Phil Heath is more muscular than Antoine.
Most of the lineup.
You know exactly. I mean? But Antoine was like 280 on stage. Or like look at Sergio, right? Sergio's a big motherfucker. That dude's close to 300 pounds on stage. But he's not nearly as muscular as he needs to be to win shows.
Yep. Right? Yep.
But he's heavier than everybody.
We saw Urs on stage, and subjectively, you were like, he's just as muscular as everybody there. He wasn't as big, I guess you could say, but muscularity wise, you're looking at every body part in the poses, you're like, low key, his legs look bigger than Quint. His arms look just as big. I'm like, I mean, I don't really. Quint might have him by 20 pounds, but it doesn't matter. He looks just as muscular. So same with Phil. Phil was not a heavy guy.
It's all how it sits on your frame, bro.
Urs was heavy too, bro. He was 260 on stage.
That's good.
Urs was 260.
Yeah. To be
not just big, but he's heavy too now.
To be honest, I thought they were gassing it and they were gonna drop like 10 pounds of water, but I saw the YouTube video where he stood on the scale. He actually was, or he did it with Eric Konevsky a day out, or the day of the Olympia. It said 259 after he's been standing at the expo all day. So he's not lying. Yeah. He actually is, so which is impressive. Because Eric pulls up with the scale, Konevsky.
Go on.
and Urs said 260, he got on at 259. Close
Yeah.
enough, motherfucker. I've been standing on that, you know. So yeah, that's dope.
Isn't that
Yeah, but
crazy? People get offended when you ask them about height and weight.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's just because they be
Oh,
lying, bro.
because
Yep.
they're lying about it,
mm,
because
Why?
they're lying. But okay, but there's a graceful way to lie. I could be like, oh, 280, and he put out the scale. I'd be like, oh, I missed my meal today. Oh, and get
Yeah.
on it and be like, oh shit, yeah, I dropped a couple pounds. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. At least, if you're gonna lie about it, lie in a polite way.
Dudes be ready to fight though. Like it's like
fuck,
crazy.
really? God damn.
Yeah. It's
And
like
he, and
fucking get out
he,
my face with that shit. I'm like, bro, relax. It's a scale.
and you know what's crazy? You know you can decline it, right? Like
Yeah.
I saw. I think it was Sergio. He said nah, but he did it in a nice way. And Eric just gave me, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, how you been? And that's it. Because he didn't go fuck out of here. He just said, nah, I'm not stepping on scale. But how you been? Or let me just talk regular.
I've seen
And
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
nobody was offended. I've
No.
seen that happen a couple of times where some people just be like, nah, he,
Yeah.
he tried to ram me. I think there was a language barrier. Rami was like, well, you don't believe me? Eric is
Yeah.
like, oh no, but trust me, I believe you. It's just a video. And then somebody came and was like, nah. I think culturally, Rami is like, wait, I told you, like, what? Are you calling me a liar? Like I think he just it was more of like a social cultural thing.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
him to do it with Adi. Let's see what he does.
he
How
never
yeah.
he had a sense of humor, but I think there's gonna be also the language barrier. So I don't know if he's gonna take it very well, just because it's hard to read energy in translation, right?
Yeah.
So he'll probably be like, "What the fuck is this guy?" So I don't know. I don't know how that would go. I probably wouldn't try it with Hadi. Um, I think some people also get mad just because in their head they think it's a prank. They feel like they're being like
Yeah,
pranked,
like they're
but
getting trolled or some shit. Yeah.
yeah, but it's not actually a troll. It's honestly just a simple question. But I think the
Yeah.
energy is
Like,
like, wait, what's going on? Is there a camera? Or they're trying to make fun of me? I think they kind of maybe jumped the gun. Maybe I don't know.
for sure.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do one more question. Bodybuilder
Yeah, let's
related or
do one more.
non-bodybuilding? Yeah, I want bodybuilding or non-bodybuilding.
Whatever's better.
Yeah. How about both?
Whatever's a better question.
Okay, let me see. Let me see. I'm going into the comments. Okay. EPO. Has anybody tried EPO?
No.
What what would be the benefits if most of our red blood cells are already out of control? Why would we want to
Yeah, I
increase
don't
that even
really.
more
Because you can work out
Yeah,
for longer. It increases your endurance.
and
So
then
you
get
don't.
a heart attack?
We ain't cyclists,
Yeah.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want endurance. I just want to lift and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got some drug questions.
Let's say
DHB.
let's say you're going to work out with Ronnie Coleman in his prime. Wouldn't you take a few shots of EPO?
Oh,
I would rather take like suspension or like check drop. Take a check drop and something like that. Anybody try DHB?
I haven't.
Not yet.
I
No.
think I'm not really even sure what it is. I think because it has Bolden in the name,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming maybe it
Yeah.
feels like that.
It's a different ester for Boldenon, I think is what it is. So you
Yeah.
know how a regular Boldenon is undeclinate or something like
Yeah.
that? Yeah, this is just a different ester for Boldenon. But it's the fast-acting Boldenon, basically. It's what I think.
When people ask those questions about that or mint, the first thing that I think about is you don't think we have enough drugs in our arsenal already? Do we
yeah.
do we need do we need to add more, or do we at one point do we have
Yeah.
enough? I think like
It's all
the
just
trend.
iterations of the same shit, anyways, bro.
Okay, so what I would ask you if you'd be like, what do you think about mint? I would be like, have you done trend? Be like, yeah. Be like, did that didn't get the job done?
Yeah.
If trend didn't get the job done, I don't think mint is gonna get the job done, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think trend should suffice. So same with DHB. Did EQ suffice? EQ. Yeah. Well, then I don't think that's the issue. Then
Yeah.
Best bodybuilder under 212 pounds. I'm
I mean,
assuming I'm assuming they mean all time, but unfortunately, we're at a time that I think the all time
it's the
is
same
today.
answer.
It's the same answer.
I mean, we all know what the answer is, bro. So
I think some people might disagree, but I think it's Keon personally.
it's Keon.
I think it's Keon personally.
Going back to that, Lee Priest did beat some big guys, some big,
Yes,
like
Yeah,
Ronnie
of
Coleman.
course.
Keon has yet to do that. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but I don't think it matters if the guy is big. I think it just matters how good they are. Because the Ronnie he beat wasn't the Ronnie that he couldn't
I
beat.
don't see any variation of Lee beating Keon at his best.
If I'm being completely honest,
I would say the closest one you could say is probably Flex Lewis.
I'll be honest. By today's criteria, I don't know what I said criteria. I don't think Lee even beats that Ronnie Coleman because that Ronnie
Yeah,
was
that's fair.
still peeled.
Yeah.
That Ronnie that he beat in 95, 96 was still super shredded in the glutes and hams. Lee had no details in the glutes and hams. Today's
Yeah.
criteria, you can't wear
Bro, they
oversized.
didn't even
With all
like
due respect,
pose. Yeah. It was just so, bro. Like they were like diapers as opposed to like trunks.
that's what I'm getting
And the
at.
way they posed from the rear was like they would just stick one leg straight back. And they would barely
Yeah,
even
yeah,
hit their glutes. They would more like show their hamstrings and their calves. And
exactly.
like calves used to be judged for weight. Calves don't mean shit now. But calves used to be, that's why all the old heads always talk about calves. Because calves
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
Unfortunately,
be judged a lot harder, like because that was part of your back pose. You would like spike your calf back there, and that was you showing it off. But the glutes and the hams and that kind of shit, now it's like you're not winning. Like you could come out and look great from the front, and the judges are just waiting for you to turn around. And if your glutes aren't where they need to be, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
Lee
It has
basically
become a glute competition in a lot of ways.
yeah.
Lee basically had his entire glutes covered
Exactly, that's my
with
point.
the so by today's criteria, he wouldn't have even beat that Ronnie. Was he freakier than that Ronnie? Yes, but that Ronnie was polished and still peeled as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So I still think that Ronnie would have beat him today. So the
Mm-hmm.
judging is different because even the way you display your physique and everything else does count. So Keon in any generation is gonna display the attributes needed. So he has the
Yeah.
condition, he has the shape, he has every part of his body. So it's like any generation you put him in, he kind of has the goods to be competitive in that generation.
Yeah,
I can't,
he's got it all, bro. Honestly.
Yeah.
with all due respect, I can't think of one pose besides the most muscular that Lee would win against Keon.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
Um,
Lee's probably best poses were most muscular in front double, but like Keon's one was like one of the best ever, bro.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think the
regardless.
Alvin thigh is close.
All the
Oh,
flex
okay,
is
yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
good. It was
Alvin
just,
thigh is close. Side chest too.
yeah,
Side chest. Lee's delts and arms and chest were nuts.
crazy.
So yeah, so he's just as round as him from the side. You know,
Yeah,
He
it
beat.
would have been a
so
great matchup. Yeah.
He's beat some big names.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So now the opposite question: best bodybuilder over 6 foot. We got to have a measuring tape though, because everybody's 6 foot
Yeah. Who's
according
6'1",
according.
6'1"? Who?
You
Yeah.
got Paul. You got
Bro,
Tony Freeman.
well, but
Like
if you're
is
taller,
Samson 6'1"?
if you're taller than 5'9", you're 6 foot.
Yeah.
When it comes to
Yeah.
bodybuilding, there's no
Yeah. Like
5'10".
yeah.
It doesn't
I'm
exist. Have you ever
5'11".
heard about?
Everyone calls me 6 foot. Yeah.
You ever heard a bodybuilder say, I'm 5'10"?
Yeah. Nah.
It's just 6 foot. That's it. Everybody's
Yeah.
6 foot. So over 6 foot, that means you would have to be 6'1" at least.
Like how tall is Samson? Like how tall is Dennis Wolf? Like how tall is
They're like 5'11".
Exactly, Chris. They
so
actually
like
wasn't 6. They weren't 6 foot.
all
I
right,
mean,
so then
Paul Dillett, he was a freak.
Who?
Paul Dillett.
You got Paul,
yeah.
you got Paul, Tony Freeman. You got the Andrews. Who else?
I think Paul is the
Mike
freakiest.
He
I think
Paul was
Paul.
so lazy, bro. He just never brought like he's the freakiest for sure, but he just never brought it.
Paul is the freakiest. Tony Freeman is probably the most complete, and then Andrew is probably the best bodybuilder. over 6 foot.
Yes.
But if,
Like this new Andrew. Only this new Andrew. I'm sorry.
but how would Tony Freeman fare in this past Olympia? He'd be right in that top 3, top 4 mix. I feel like.
I think he would be behind Andrew. I think he beats that version of Samson. I think he beats.
Yes.
I think he beat that brother
for sure.
I think this Andrew at the Olympia would beat Tony. The other past Andrews, that's debatable.
Yeah.
Because Tony was in shape. So I think he would have been right by Andrew, honestly. You know? I think so. He's been what, top 4 before, maybe? I want to say. He had a couple. He was just older. I mean, Andrew's older too, technically. But so it was like a short stint that he was there because he was there like he was older than that. He was probably like mid-40s by the time he was there. So because he took like a 10-year break from bodybuilding. He tore his chest and some shit like that. Yeah. So imagine if we would have seen some of these guys younger. Imagine if we've seen Andrew and Tony Freeman competing, or Sean Roden competing in 25 to 35. Could have been even better.
Yeah.
Shit, who's the best? This might be easy. Who's the best bodybuilder over the age of 45 that we ever seen?
Dexter.
But
how old was Roden when he won? 43?
43. But I'm saying not their entire career, only when they were 45 and up.
Yeah.
Not like consider everything they did for the whole time. Only that look in particular. I might say Tony Freeman, actually. Possibly.
Probably.
Because his best looks was like 47.
Honestly, there is an honorable mention, Kamal.
I was about to say Kamal.
Shit.
Kamal looked great in his mid-40s, for sure. He was winning shows here.
He was winning shows at 50.
Paid. Oh, yeah.
Dexter was good enough to beat people at that age, but Dexter at 35 was still better.
Yeah.
Was still quite a bit better. He was just good enough still to do well.
What do you think about Brandon Curry then?
I think Brandon Curry.
He's still under 45, isn't he?
No, he's 47.
Brandon's 47?
He looks.
There's no way.
If he's 47, then he's the best. Because what he just brought to the O was.
I think I heard him say he's 47. Google it.
He's not
he's like 42.
Yeah, he's like 42, 43.
That's it.
I don't know.
Because if he's 47, then he's it. Because what he just brought to the O was crazy. Honestly, I think he should have been higher than where he's.
Yes. Brandon is the most underappreciated bodybuilder of the decade, probably.
For sure.
Just think about what he did the last 10 years.
For sure.
Who the fuck has done that?
Bro, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. But like he's like every year he's counting out. Every single year. He was getting second place.
I didn't even have him in the top 10. Like most people didn't even have him in the top 10 this year. Which is just crazy work.
He looked incredible next to Nick, especially from the side step.
I think he should have beat Nick. I think he should have been right up there in like the 4 or 5 spot battling for those, like the 4, 5, 6, right with those 3.
You know what?
I think Nick beat him fair and square.
You put that Brandon at the O next to that Samson at the O, and it's like, I don't know, apples and oranges to me, honestly.
I think obviously
also he's a Mr. Olympia, so he can definitely beat any of those guys. Yeah. It's just with the posterior chain that kills him. He's so dark, you can't see anything from the posterior chain versus the other guys, you know?
Yeah.
But the upper body is fucking excellent. Side poses are excellent. He just gets exposed with the quads and some detail in his lower half in the posterior chain.
I think I gotta disagree now. I don't think his quads are weakness anymore, bro. I think they were, but honestly,
it's crazy how he's been able to improve him at this age. That's what's crazy.
Standing next to Nick, his quads were better than Nick's quads this year. Like at the Olympia,
I think he handily beat Nick. Honestly, I think I think he was much better than Nick. I think he was right there with Martin.
To be honest, I feel like we're harsh on Nick this year because his 10 was fucking terrible. If he had
Yeah,
a
bro, he just
better
didn't look
plays,
good, man. He
Zay,
just
maybe.
Nick is my friend as well. Pittsburgh Nick
Yeah.
beats Brandon. Olympia Nick, I'm just being completely
yeah.
honest. That wasn't it. That
If
wasn't it,
his
bro.
name wasn't Nick
He
Walker,
was
I
flat. He
think
was
Brandon would
flat.
have
He
beat him.
was very flat for prejudging. But listen, the night show look for him. Do you think he didn't look good? He definitely beat
I
Brandon
think he looked like
heavily
I think he
on
looked like
on
a
the
fridge, to be
finals.
honest.
Yeah.
I,
No, that's a big damn fridge, bro. That's
It
fridge
is.
in
It's
top
an
six.
XL fridge, bro, but
He
it's a
is.
fridge
He is. And
nonetheless.
I agree with you. I agree with you. That is his
I
downfall. Is
I
looking
thought
like
he
Bro,
looked
that.
better
it's just like
at finals.
when you
I
look at the
definitely finals.
comparisons. Bro, I've seen so many comparisons, and you don't even need to see them. You could just remember of fucking the Arnold 21 versus the look he brought this year. It's
Night and
like,
day.
bro, it's
True. It's
worse.
just
But
bodybuilding. Your
like,
body
this is the
changes year
thing.
to
But this
year.
is
You
I
know.
knew I said this on another podcast I was on going into the Olympia. When I heard Homeboy bragging about being 280, Nick didn't need to be 280. Nick didn't need more muscle. He had all the muscle in the fucking world already on that frame in Pittsburgh and New York. He didn't need another 15 plus pounds. So when I'm hearing, oh, I'm going to be 280 this and I'm in shape at 280 and I already knew. I was like, there's no way that that's going to be a look that the judges reward because
Even even if he was bone dry peeled
that's what
at
I'm saying.
5'7", 280,
That's insanity.
that's not it.
It's
I
insane.
don't
It's
think
like it's one of those things that like, and I said this too before. I'm a bodybuilder through and through, bro. I love freaky muscle. I think it's dope. I think it's sick. To be 5'7", 280 peeled, that's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
But when it comes to winning bodybuilding shows, especially the Olympia, and maybe Nick is just gonna lean into this, right? Maybe Nick's gonna be the Marcus Rule of this generation.
no, no,
That's
no.
like,
He is. He's
That
better
was
than
Kyle. That was
for
Kyle's idea.
sure.
Nick does not want to push his weight up. At no point Nick ever wanted to be 300 pounds. Like Nick,
hey,
Nick
I
doesn't want
don't
that.
understand. Then, so if it was Kyle's idea, then like, what in the world? Who in the motherfuck even had the thought
To
of any
bulk.
bodybuilder on planet Earth? Nick Walker has to get bigger. Like nobody said that,
Well,
bro.
let me tell you something. When he lost to Samson and got second place, the judges out actually told him you
They
need to
did tell him
bring
that.
back the free, you need to bring back the freak factor look because you were
Well,
too
that's
flat.
because he
That's
was
why
flat.
Samson got you in that Arnold Classic. So from that point on, he started going back to
Yeah,
okay,
but
I
but
need more size back, because
but
he used
two
to be,
things. Two things. At that Arnold, it wasn't it wasn't necessarily a muscular thing. He was just stupid flat because he was
yeah,
peeled. So
agreed.
a couple weeks of eating and his pop and freak factor comes back. The second thing is that wasn't the last show he did, bro. He just did Pittsburgh and New York this year and almost beat Mr. Olympia, who's fucking right here. He almost beat Mr.
True.
Olympia, right? So
Yeah.
the reason he didn't beat Derek wasn't, oh, you need to be bigger, right? It was like a little more quad sweep, a little more polish, a little more this, a little more that. It's not 15 pounds of muscle in 4 months.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy work.
Hey
Yeah,
guys,
Chris, you.
I'm a little off subject, but this guy's doing nationals.
Oh, I competed with him
That
at the
dude's
O.
crazy.
Oh, he looks
I
good.
competed with him at the amateur O. Yeah,
I
He looks
beat this
good.
guy
he's a heavy.
21.
Oh
He was
yeah.
in light heavies. Yeah, he was 13th and I was 7th. I couldn't believe I beat him. I was like, the
He's
judges
a
are not
heavy right
gonna
now.
He's a heavy.
He looks fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
Bro. He has the freak factor. So this is
he
the thing
is.
about him is he used to be like fat, like obese. So he's got some
Uh,
like loose skin on the bottom of like his abdomen, but his waist is tight and his most muscular and his muscle belts are
This,
nuts.
this is top tier, like most muscle. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, his most
Oh
muscular,
yeah.
yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
his
I'm gonna
posing
assume his.
too is
Uh-huh.
amateurish as fuck.
Okay,
Oh,
it got to be something because I would
He
assume
took
by seeing
second. He took second in the heavies at the amateur O.
that's hard to believe from the front
his
shot, but
that's good too,
Yeah.
but his legs do need to come up. But
His
the
legs,
hamstring, yeah,
so
his
damn
legs
freaky.
are down. His legs are down, and his posing is trash.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
super. That's why I
But
think.
he's got freak factor out the fucking wazoo, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways,
Reminds me of a
back
younger Nick Zilla, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to go back to the Nick topic, right? When Nick said that Pittsburgh wasn't his favorite look, people almost got upset. I completely agree. Just because the game plan worked for Pittsburgh doesn't mean the game plan was the right game plan. In no world do I think making Nick Walker bulk up is ever a good idea. Even if Pittsburgh he almost won, I still don't think it was a good
Yeah.
idea because that Arnold look is still better. Arnold look
Yeah.
is still better. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I think he still has something left there. I don't know if he'll look like the Arnold per se, but I think if he does things the way that he wants to, which is what he's always wanted to have more of that look, I
Yeah.
think that's actually he's gonna be better off. How good is better off? I don't know. He's gonna be better than Olympia though.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
And hey, look, have you seen Nick in person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, fuck, man, the guy in
No.
person is absolutely overwhelming.
But
You
they're
know?
all like that though in person though. That's the thing. At that level, they're all crazy in person, right? So
But well, the
so
crazy thing is, he's short, in short
yeah.
and super muscular, like mega over muscular versus the other guys. You know,
Yeah.
because we always look at Martin being big, but next to Nick, fuck, he's so much thicker and denser. Even though Martin beat him already, you
I'm
know.
around this dude every day too. He's fucking.
Yeah. He looks pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Martin actually looks bigger on stage than he does like in like a t-shirt or a tank top.
Martin's
You know
like, because he's super round.
it's
Yeah,
an illusion.
Yeah, and he's thick. He doesn't take up a lot of space, but like when you
No,
see him, you're like it's dense.
exactly. You know how when you see him and Brett off season, Brett looks bigger than him,
Oh yeah.
but on stage, Martin looks bigger than Brett, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like his peak and muscle bellies. He's actually not. He looks way bigger than he is when he's peaked. If you see
Mhm.
him 2 weeks out, like anytime he posts a video 2 weeks out, people talk shit. They're like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, well, what's this, right? And he looks pale and flat and shit. So everybody like, oh, I don't see it. Wait till he gets on stage, and you're like, okay, I see it now. It's just a different body. Nick looks impressive all the time. He's just walking around. He looks impressive. It's hard not to
The
when you have that
thing.
much.
That's why I don't think the size. He ain't gonna downsize and try to fix his waist or none of that because like he loves being the freak. He loves being big and like just walking around in a t-shirt. I mean, like he's the freakiest bodybuilder there is. Outside of maybe Andrew. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Do
that's fun
do
at the end of the day.
do you think Nick is gonna move back into the top 5 next year?
It's a possibility.
I think I'm gonna be honest. I think the only hope Nick has at this point is if he takes time to downsize and kind of redo it again.
It's going to be tough because those top five guys, they all have aesthetics, and
Yeah.
so in a certain like he almost beat Derek at Pittsburgh because it was just him and Derek there, and he was like, okay, it's apples and oranges almost.
It
Now
was
five aesthetic guys, and then you got him, the one outlier. It's going to be tough for him.
it was also too like I know, Derek now on a personal level. Like Derek was not happy with his look in Pittsburgh at all. He had some like family he had someone, pass in his family like moments before getting
Yeah.
on stage.
Yeah.
Like he was crying backstage before he came out for Pittsburgh. He was like his head wasn't there. So like that wasn't even his best either.
Yeah.
No, it was not. It was not his best. It
And
was
so
not,
he
not
was, he wasn't very happy with that. But like I just see Nick as somebody where it's like you look at the top 5, okay, you take outside of Hadi, Derek's only 32, which is also crazy. Like he's still young and he's already won everything to win. So
Yeah.
he's not facing age. Hadi's facing age. Then you've got Martin, Andrew, Sampson. Those 3 guys all have very clear ways to get better, right? Like very clear ways to improve. Martin just needs a little more muscle. Andrew, same kind of thing, keeps nailing his conditioning. Sampson kind of finding that balance. what does Nick do from here? Because I always say this with bodybuilding, it's like there's really two things in your control to improve. You build more muscle or you get in better shape, right? You get leaner, you get more shredded, or you get bigger. Those are usually the two things within your control. Nick's kind of done all that. like
Yeah.
like how do you approach if you're him or his coach or whatever, like this is more of a question. Like how do you approach that? Because he can't build more muscle, he's maxed, and he's already gotten as shredded as you can get. So like that's why I say I feel like his only option to really break back into the top tier guys is to fix the aesthetic issue, which starts at the midsection, which is going to require a little bit of time, like just pulling back and kind of redoing it. You know what I mean?
So when
I
you
think
when
the
you
opposite, honestly. I think he shouldn't downsize at all. This would hurt him. The smaller he looks, the bigger the stomach looks.
And
I think he
I'm
needs to
not
go
saying,
the other way. I think he just needs to be on show day. He
yeah, I'm
needs to
not,
just nail
yeah
the
yeah.
peak. If you bring back 2022 Nick without anything added to that, he will do great. He's
but
just
that's
a
my
good
point.
guy.
But
He
that's
doesn't do
exactly,
well when he's not on it.
no,
If
but
he's
that's,
100% on it,
But
10,
not
play.
270.
No, definitely
That's
not
that's my
270.
point.
Mm.
2022 Nick, 100%. But that was 25 pounds later.
That
You
was
know what
quite
I'm
a bit
saying?
later. Yeah, like
So
250,
like
255.
you're talking like 245, 250 versus 280, bro. Um,
So
and so that's what I mean. I'm not saying downsize and get on stage downsize because then you're 100% right. He'll look just like a big waist. I'm saying
yeah.
pull back, downsize, and then like rebuild with a emphasis on keeping the waist in check. You know what I
So,
mean?
so Luke, everything you described about Nick having not potentially not being able to make the top five is all
Yeah,
facts. Okay.
yeah,
The
Yeah,
only
yeah.
thing with Nick is that that's what people have been saying about Nick since he was amateur. They were like, okay,
no,
when he lost to Zach, how Zach has such a big frame. Zach could get better. How can Nick
Mm,
get better? He's already maxed out, and then somehow he gets better. And then
yeah,
it seems to happen every few years where it's like, where I kind of agree. I'm like, how would he? Well, I'm going to be top five. I'm like, how is he going to be the top five guy? I don't know. And then he does it because I think he
I
kind of just
disagree.
overwhelms them.
At the end of the day, right? It's a muscle show. You feel me? And if you can have a lot of muscle and you can get fucking shredded, you're gonna beat people.
Control your
Especially when
stomach
you're
too.
especially when he's relatively consistent. You know what I mean? Like, sure, he's
yeah,
had better peaks and worse peaks, but Nick's never off. Like this Olympia, he was quote unquote off. But like I think it was more of just like an overall physique thing. Like I just think his physique was too. I think he overdid it. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
if you're fucking muscular as can be and you're shredded as can be, you're gonna beat a lot of guys because you're just like you said, you're just gonna overwhelm them, bro.
I think,
yeah.
yeah, I don't think his peak was that far off. I think it looked like he added too much up top, honestly.
That's what
It
I'm
looked
saying.
like
It all went. It looks like all the weight went to like
midsection a
his
lot.
section
Torso,
and like his neck, bro. Like he just looked like he was like fucking.
torso,
But
yeah.
like his legs, where he was the one area you could say he might have needed a little more muscle. Didn't get. He probably did grow, but when everything else grew with it, it just didn't. It didn't show
It,
that.
it, it looked like 20 pounds. I don't want to say his waist, but on his torso,
Yes.
but not to his legs. And in that lineup, like you said, just standing next to Derek is one thing, but standing in the lineup of people with small waists and good sweeps,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it it
that
it,
that's
it
the biggest issue for sure. I totally
it
agree.
throws you
Yeah,
it throws you off in that lineup. In a different
yes,
100%.
lineup, maybe it doesn't, but in that lineup, then it's like now we're looking at
yeah,
Andrew and Samson and
yeah,
Martin. You're like, oh man, this is gonna be hard, you know.
Mhm.
So, but that's like something that doesn't take years to fix. It could
yeah,
be fixed relatively quick, but
yeah,
Yeah.
potentially if you're blown out to a point where sometimes you can't get it back, we don't know if he is. If he is, then it's gonna be tough. If
I'll
he's
say this.
not,
I'll say this. I'll say the next show that he does is going to be very telling of the
telling.
direction of the rest of his career.
yeah,
That's been every show for the last 3 years.
I know. Yeah.
yeah,
Every next show, but it's true though. It has been too.
because he keeps doing these like these
Ups and
things keep
downs.
happening around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Ups and
the,
downs. Yeah.
the
You,
injury.
you, you have to be really mentally strong to get. That's why we talk about losing Bill's character. You need to know how to lose because some people would freak the fuck out and they wouldn't be able to do it. But he built that through amateur ranks. He got a lot of shit. I mean, he still does, but he got a more shit talk than any amateur gets. So by the
Well,
time he was pro,
also,
he was already.
also going into the I was saying this, man. People, because of his showing in pit, I never understood people's predictions. Going into the people were acting like it was a battle between Samson and Nick. And then it was like Hottie and Derek for third and fourth. Most people's predictions kind of had some semblance of that.
No,
Samson and
that's very
one,
true. Yeah.
and when you actually if you use your brain as a bodybuilder, I never understood why Derek was getting shafted and Nick was kind of moving into that space. I understand why people were doing this coming off the Pittsburgh show, but like, okay, dude, Derek bombed the 20 whatever last Olympia, 2024 Olympia. He still got third in the fucking world. Okay. After that, he comes back. He handily beat Samson at the 100. Handily.
Yeah.
Got a word to say about that. And then he was not his best and still beat a very on Nick Walker at Pittsburgh. Whether you agree with it or not, he still won. Right. So why going into the Olympia were people like, oh, Nick and Samson, and then like people were putting too much pressure on Nick or like already assuming he was already going to be a one or two guy when like I don't think he was there yet. So then when he finishes in sixth, it's an even bigger slap in the face to him. I feel like because he was expecting this one or two. You
Yeah.
know,
I just want to tell you why
They're
that Tyler
nearsighted.
himself had Nick winning the show. That's the head judge. After
yeah,
the when yes, so when you have a head judge telling you you won the damn show, but the other judges they saw it differently, that would automatically kind of tell you by bodybuilding math that you can actually win over the
you
champion.
can.
So
Yes,
going to the next show, yeah, I mean you should think that way so you
I
can be
agree.
number
I
one.
agree. But I'm
Yeah,
talking
so
about.
and
I'm
the next
talking about.
guy is just shape. So it's gonna be muscularity versus shape.
But
So
I'm not. I'm not
because
talking.
Samson was the reigning champion, that's why it was
But I'm not
Nick versus Samson.
necessarily. I'm not necessarily
Uh,
talking about Nick's view. I'm talking about
Yeah, but
everybody
the
else
pendulum, the
feeling
pendulum swing.
pressure. Yeah,
oh
Yeah,
of like,
yeah,
oh, it's Nick and Samson show, and then everyone was saying that. Like every
yeah.
podcast, every
But
outlet.
honestly, because Derek, bro, I personally love Derek. I'm a big fucking
Yeah,
huge fan of Derek. But for some reason, people dislike Derek and
I know.
yes,
don't give him his flowers. The guy won the
Oh,
best
I talk
preseason
about
in
it. I
the
talk about that
yeah.
with him all the
So
time.
it's kind of a
emotional.
norm. It's a norm now to not consider Derek for whatever reason.
Yeah,
The
but it
guy was
makes
always winning and still is. You know.
it's
So
funny
I
because
don't
like,
ever disregard him. I always have him in my top three. You know.
Yeah.
dude, he's won like bro, like a week after or 2 weeks after the Olympia, there was the Hurricane Pro was down here, and they did like a posing seminar here at the gym, and he had like a lot, some of his like trophies and shit out, right,
Yeah.
bro? Pittsburgh, Mr. USA, 212 Olympia, two-time Open
Yeah.
Olympia, like the craziest collection of fucking
He has so many
bodybuilders,
records. You
bro.
know.
This guy already at 32 is what I'm saying. At 32 years old,
Yeah.
what he's already done
He's been
is
blessed for sure.
insane. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying, like, people are like, after last year, wrote him off when he bombed and was still the third best bodybuilder in the world.
So
We're
okay, so
looking at Andrew. We're looking at Andrew right now. It's like, oh, he killed it at the Olympia. He got third. Oh, he could win next year. We look at Derek. Oh, he got third. He's done.
so here's the
Yeah.
thing: the pendulum shift in this sport happens to everybody, but it happens to Derek in a different way, right? So the way I explain it is this: whenever if Nick has one bad showing, they write him off like they would with Derek. But if Nick has one good showing, they write him all the way up. Right? Same
Yeah.
with Andrew or Samson. They have one bad showing, they get wrote off. But they have that one good showing, they're back up to the top. When it comes to Derek, the pendulum only seems to shift for the bad. When he wins the 3 best shows, people next year aren't going to go, "Oh, he's going to win the Olympia." They're still going to be like, "No, I don't know." So the funny part is, I understand bodybuilding fans are nearsighted. We all know that. Whoever's hot this last show is hot. We get that. But for some people, like it happened to Curry a little bit, and it happened to Derek more. The pendulum only shifts when he almost loses Pittsburgh. Oh, then he has no chance. But when he wins everything, nobody goes, he's gonna win for sure. It's kind of like he's still not gonna win. So he only gets the negative, but he doesn't get the positive pendulum swing.
Dude, I mean, I joke about it with him all the time because he's like, "What the fuck do I gotta do, bro?"
There's nothing he can do.
I'll do it. So he's like, yeah, he's just accepted it. Like he made a joke, bro. He went on a cruise a week after the Olympia. It was like around or 2 weeks. Like it was on Halloween, and like his baby daughter, like his little girl, won the like the costume contest. He was making a joke. He was like, they were saying Nick Walker's daughter should have won the contest. I was like, bro, I was like, he's just like, he laughs about it, you know, but like, he's also like, he's told me, man, like, I mean, you can imagine he tries not to look into it, but he's been like, man, like, what the fuck do I got to do, bro? People just don't like me. I try to be a good dude and people just, and I think I told him, what I told him was like, what it really is like, it's like the underdog effect. It's the underdog effect, bro. When you win everything and you're this poster child and all your interviews are like, all glory to God and like da-da-da. It's like, people are like, I've had enough of you, bro. You know? And then Nick Walker walks in and like, he's this like, you know, talks a bunch of shit and is like, whatever. And then he shows up and he almost beats him, but he doesn't quite. But like, he's like the fan favorite now. And I guarantee you, if Nick all of a sudden started winning every show, people will get real tired and real quick to root for the next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The best of the best. Huh?
No.
The best of,
you know, we get the shit on that.
Only the best of the best gets this treatment. Only the best. So if you get this treatment, as disappointing as it is, that means people actually think you're the best, whether they realize it or not. When LeBron comes on the scene, nothing but hype. Then eventually it's like, he's we're breaking all these records. And at some point it became like
same thing with Kobe, same thing with Tom Brady. Yeah.
Exactly. Once they have every single record, then people are like,
oh, it even happened with Jay, right? Like Jay's taking second to Ronnie, and everyone's like Jay, and then he wins a couple, and they're like, right,
Victor.
Exactly.
It's like you can never, bro. It's just like it's just the nature of what it is, bro. Like people, I don't know why they are this way. Like it's hard for some people to sometimes just give their flowers where they're due.
Yeah,
shit.
Want to like shit on people. Bro.
At this point, if people are too happy for you, you should be concerned. You should be like,
that's what I'm saying. If people like me too much, I probably suck.
Am I not good enough? Why I don't get no hate? Why everybody likes
hate on me, bro?
Hey man, it's crazy. That's why the best in the world can never have a podcast. Imagine if like Derek had his own podcast. You can't. Because when you're the best, everybody's tired. They don't want to hear you. They're like, oh,
yeah.
You know?
Everything he says, like they're gonna rip it apart. Like
that's true.
Who's gonna win? Oh, I'm gonna win. Oh, this fucking piece of shit.
Fucking asshole. Fucking.
I've only won twice, so if I say I'm gonna win,
I've only won
conceded.
Everything that I've done. So you know what I mean. Yeah. And what's funny is Derek's actually like. He's such a normal dude too. Like he's just like the rest of us. But like I was joking with his wife because like he'll like getting ready for the Olympia. Like he'll show her pictures and be like, "You think I'm a good bodybuilder?" And she's like, "Yo, you're the best bodybuilder. Like you've won everything, bro. Like how do you even question yourself still?" And like, "You think I'm gonna be ready? You think I look good? You think I this?" Like he's just like the rest of us, bro.
Oh
you know what I mean? Yeah. And so like it's just funny because people would never expect that. You would never know that. You think this guy's like arrogant, cocky, whatever. But like, you know, he's a professional and like he tries to be very politically correct in things and as he should in certain interviews and stuff. But like, I mean, he's just another dude, bro. He's just trying to make it. He just gets shit on.
This is why I don't concern myself. If I'm talking sports or bodybuilding, I consider sport. I don't concern myself with people's personality off the stage or court because we don't know them. you could try to assume their personality based off of social media if you want to, but unless I know you, I'm not going to judge you one way or the other because I don't know you. I don't actually know who you are. So I'm just concerned. I'll just talk about you as a bodybuilder. If I know you personally, then I'll talk about it. Like, oh, I know him. He's this way, that way.
Yeah.
But if I don't know you, for me to jump the gun and say you're this way or that way, how the fuck would I know? So
Yep.
I don't really concern myself. Oh, did you hear about this guy? I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't. It is what it is. I don't really care about that. But
Yeah.
all right, we've been on for a while.
Yeah, I gotta
I've
eat.
been. Yeah, Juice been bulking too, so he's randomly taking a shit inside. But I'm not.
Oh no.
I'm not mad at him because it's hard. Bulking ain't easy, so he's just not used to the amount of food. But I'm not gonna give up on him because he keeps getting taller. My dog got to be jacked. No skinny dogs over here.
Feed that
Dogs
boy.
gotta be jacked. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming
All
on,
right,
man.
fellas.
Boys.
Hey.
See you guys.